Hola UP everybody! How's it going today? Made it exactly on time today. So, I hope everyone is doing well today and is on good stomach health because today we are going to do more murder. That's right, we're gonna finish Umineko chapter 1 today, hopefully. And just before I start, and before I do a quick recap, I want to show something, and that is... give me just a second to go to the side. Just a little bit more. That's a bit too far. There we go. Okay, now we're good. There's actually something I want to show. But... give me just a very quick second. Because I want to show a commission I got yesterday. And it has something to do with Umineko. Behold. Behold what I got. I got this commission from my family Foxy, Nate. He made this for me. For that I'm gonna also use as an Umineko playthrough thumbnail. It looks fantastic. Like I like how I've been given the grace to have tea time with Madame Beatrice. It's just great. If you could check his work out, I would be very happy. I would really appreciate it. He deserves the support and some love for his art. He does a very good work. So, without further ado, it is time to continue chapter 1. Wait, I was about to restart. Okay. So here we go. I think I'm still too large. That's the wrong thing. Just want to shove myself to the side a little bit. All right. There we go. We are in perfect condition to start now. All right. So a quick recap to last time. The following thing happened. So 2 streams ago we had 6 dead bodies. And last time 3 more people have died. Eva, Hideyoshi, and Kanon have died. And now we went to the grandfather's study, Kinzo's room. Everybody went together and we have to survive until, or more like they have to survive until 9 a.m. tomorrow when the typhoon is over, when the boat comes. So, without further ado, let's go! Grandfather's study. I'd heard rumors about it beforehand, so I wasn't that shocked. He had done nothing more than fortify it thoroughly with his occult hobbies. If grandfather's hobby had been chasing after pop idols, these walls might be buried beneath idol posters. So you're saying Kinzo would be an otaku, huh? Even if I didn't understand it, I did realize that this room was a bundle of all his pastimes. Even so, I couldn't help but remain dumbfounded by the smell of his creepy medicine and the sweet stench that seemed to melt my head. And... oh god. When the door was closed, it automatically made a clunk. I see. This is the auto lock that's activated whenever the door is closed. I don't appreciate this ominous music while we were staring at 2 knightly armors. And there were only 2 keys that could open this door from the outside, both of which were in this room. In other words, it had become a closed room. The shutter, the receipt, the chain. And now the auto lock. This fourth door had the most magnificent lock yet, and this was doubtlessly a closed room. Just to make absolutely sure that the room was secure, we checked all over for ways in or out. The window was tightly locked. That should have been enough, but just in case, we tried knocking all over the walls. After all, we had talked about there being a hidden door in this room. But we couldn't find anything suspicious. Grandfather's study was very large. Even though we called it a study, it wasn't really a single room. It could be divided into 4 basic sections: a study section, a bedroom section, a toilet bathroom section, and a section for cooking that had a sink. So it's what we call in German eine Einzimmerwohnung. I see, the study really does have enough in it to live in. Now I see how grandfather could live his whole life in this room without ever leaving. It seemed grandfather wasn't in the habit of watching TV, because there was no television or even a radio in this room. We can't do anything except pass the time listening to the sound of the rain until tomorrow morning. And there's a chessboard. Don't spin it yet, Battler. Dr. Nanjo looked closely at the chessboard that sat on the table in front of the sofa and muttered. It was apparently the partly finished chess match that he'd been playing with grandfather until yesterday. The black had the white pretty well cornered, and it looked like the checkmate would be reached within a few moves, the last part of the endgame. Even though checkmate had almost been reached, the endgame had been rushed. And in the end was never completed. Beatrice! Yes, thank you, chat. When, if we see Beatrice in this stream, I want the chat to scream Beatrice. Do we have that clear? Are we in for this?
やはりこの勝負は決着がつきませんでしたな。南條先生。わしは長く金蔵さんの友人だったが、金蔵さんのことを知っているのは半分だけでしかなかった。
It do be like that sometimes, Nanjo.
聡明な金蔵さんと何かの狂気にとらわれた金蔵さんの2人が同居していたように思う。わしは金蔵さんのことを何も理解してはおらんかった。
特にベアトリーチェ様のことになると人が変わったようでしたっけね。
I mean, can you blame him? Have you seen her? In the direction of Kumasawa-san's upward gaze, a portrait of Beatrice could be seen. It wasn't massive like the one hanging in the entrance hall, but small, made for this room. Grandfather probably spent every day in this room and so much of his time talking to the witch in that portrait. Who was Beatrice to grandfather in the first place? Right now, you couldn't just explain it away by saying it was a story made by the parents to frighten children away from wandering into the forest. Battler? Maybe Beatrice was his waifu. It's what we call it in the anime world. While eating the canned food we'd brought from the kitchen, we talked together about who Beatrice was. Whether the culprit was Beatrice herself or someone pretending to be her, whether they were a witch or a human, that was besides the point. The woman in this portrait was strongly related to the roots and background of this case. You couldn't talk about this case without talking about her.
そうだ。
お？
母さん、エヴァおばさんたちの部屋で犯人の手紙を拾ったんでしょ？
ええ、まだ開けていませんでしたね。開けてみましょう。
Oh, Natsuhi took out that western envelope. Kenji-san pulled a paper knife out of a drawer in the study desk and handed it to her. While watching her open it, George Aniki grimaced slightly. After all, it was a letter left at the site where his parents had been murdered. There was a good chance its content would say something unbearable to Aniki. Natsuhi seemed to realize that. So she glanced over the contents first without reading it aloud. We were a little frightened that she might grimace after reading something shocking, but she just frowned unhappily.
内容は何と？
不愉快な一文があります。
What does it say?
私たちを挑発するつもりなのでしょう。
Natsuhi, after deciding that the contents could be shown to the children, set it openly on the table. Everyone stared at it at the same time.
我が名をたたえよ。
Praise my name.
なんだよこれ。うせえぜ。
Sounds like something Kinzo would, right?
みたいなものだろうね。くそ。
Oh, Maria knows. All right, baby, drop the tea. I want it.
大方。また怪しげな魔法陣でも出てくるのを期待してたんだ
Little
ろ。
wise baby is here.
魔法陣ではなかったけどね。想像は裏切られなかったよ。
どういう意味でしょう。自分の存在を誇示したいのでしょうか。
そう考えるのが妥当でしょう。この手紙で初めて私たちは昨夜の手紙の主が犯人であると理解できる。
Oh boy.
ここに書かれている内容よりも昨夜と同じ封筒でというところに意味があるものと思います。
封筒も風浪も間違いなく親方様が使われていたものです。
おお。
If I'm not commenting or if you hear me crunching, I'm sorry. I'm eating cookies at the same time.
もう私には何が何だかわかりませんよ。こんなことは後ろ宮のお家にお仕えして以来初めてのことです。
Might be the first and last.
昨日の手紙の言う通りなら、ベアトリーチェは自称じい様の最古の腹心だ。じい様も常々そう口にしてたんですよね。
Oh god. Give me a second. I have to chew and swallow. Okay. I spoke to Genji-san and Kumasawa-san, who nodded together.
ってことは、じい様の次に詳しいのは源氏さんと熊沢さんってことになる。話してくれないっすか。
私は長いことわざと耳にしなかった話です。
Natsuhi immediately looks like she's getting a headache,
ですがこ
remembering.
の後に及んではそうも言っていられません。源氏、知っている限りを話しなさい。
Genji-san didn't answer. Did he remain silent despite his knowledge, or did he know nothing at all? Still, I had a good guess. The ghost story of the witch Beatrice had been defied among the servants. He had probably been very close to grandfather in his occult hobbies. So there was a good chance that he'd been indoctrinated with even weirder things and had increasingly come to defy Daifi, the witch, as grandfather's most trusted servant who had sworn loyalty to him. He might be the most influenced by the illusion of the witch that grandfather had ever created. So there was only one reason for Genji-san to remain silent. He could speak, but it would definitely cause a backlash, so it was better if he kept his mouth shut, and it wasn't like we'd believe him anyway. Something along the lines. A short while ago, Maria had been more than willing to speak bluntly and unrestrainedly, and that had earned her a scuffle with Jessica. It was natural for Genji-san to keep his silence. Oh! Is that what it is? His concubine. That could be possible. For ordinary poor people, polygamy isn't only viewed negatively from a moral perspective, it's also an unmaintainable financial situation. But that isn't the case for the very rich. It's possible for them to have another lover in addition to their real wife. We can't deny the possibility that grandfather had another woman in his life besides grandmother. If Beatrice isn't the grandmother to begin with.
かもな。ばあ様は生きてた頃、よく疑ってたらしいぜ。
Mm-hmm.
浮気相手がいるってな。
Oh no.
俺はてっきりそれはじい様の想像の中の魔女のことを指してるんだとばかり思ってたんだが。
Damn, that feels bad.
それなんとも面白い話になってきたぜ。源氏さんは俺に言ったよな。ベアトリーチェは この屋敷ができる以前からじい様に仕えてたって。
お屋敷が竣工したのは昭和27年と聞いています。
How cute.
ってことはベアトリーチェという人は30年以上も昔からおじい様と連れ添っていたということになるね。
That
その
long.
30年前の愛人、もしくはその縁者や隠し子が何かの恨みがあって。
Ah, crap. I thought he was finished.
なるほど。洋館ミステリーっぽいありがちなストーリーになってきたじゃねえか。
汚らわしい話ですが、一番納得できる筋書きです。どうですか、源氏。
I wonder if there's any truth to it, or if it's just like them going on a conspiracy theory.
親方様に恋愛の感情は終わりになられたでしょう。
I can imagine.
亡くなられた奥様より愛しておられたに違いありません。
ベアトリーチェってのは何者なんだよ。そして今はどうしてるんだ。
She's killing people. That's what's happening. Why was there a pause? I'm scared.
お屋敷ができるより前にお亡くなりになったと聞いています。
Oh.
すでに死んでいる？
Well.
はい。親方様は大層深く悲しまれ、ベアトリーチェ様を蘇らせる方法として黒魔術に傾倒なさっていったのです。
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
親方様はベアトリーチェ様を心の底から愛しておられたのです。このような狂気に駆り立てるほどに。
As Genji-san said this, he spread his arms, as though asking us to look at his room, filled with the signs of grandfather's madness, sorry. We were all at a loss for words. Normally black magic seems like it'd just be creepy, and it's really hard to imagine why someone might be so enraptured by it. Since Kinzo was just an eccentric who had restored the Ushiromiya family amidst his madness, nobody had tried to understand him. Oh. Sucks. The only thing on grandfather's mind had been the loss of a beloved woman, and his inescapable sorrow. Earlier this room had seemed creepy, but in an instant it had changed into something we could understand completely. While George probably can understand the most right now. I was about to say maybe Natsuhi too, but I don't think she loved her husband that much. I mean, he was an asshole. But she was devoted, that I will say. The creepy books, the magic circles, the medicine, all of it. It all existed simply because he wanted to revive the face of a single woman who had left this world over 30 years ago. That's tragic.
深く酔われた親方様にベアトリーチェ様のお話を聞かされたことがあります。詳しいことは忘れてしまいましたが、それはもう女の私が聞いて羨むような深い愛情でございました。
Oh damn, so he went absolutely bonkers out of a tragedy.
金蔵さんは
That's unfortunate.
後宮家の当主を継いだ時、当時まだ生き残っていた後宮家の長老たちの意向で亡くなった奥さんとの結婚を決められたのです。
Oh. So I wonder if this was a relationship like a loveless marriage out of arrangement, and Beatrice happened to be his true love. Yeah, that's gotta hurt.
つまり後宮家にとって得になる女性強制された。
さようです。
Yeah, sounds
金
correct.
蔵さんはお家復興のためだけに当主に据えられ、すべての重責を背負わされたのです。そんな金蔵さんがどこでどういう経緯でベアトリーチェと知り合ったのかは分かりかねます。
それ以上語るのは無粋だな。
Snap! That was when grandfather truly fell in love for the first time. Just how deep was his affection for her? That was easy to see just by looking around us. This room was covered with piles upon piles of things having to do with black magic. And grandfather spent every day shut in here, immersed in his research and isolated from the outside world, never regretting 1 minute of it. He couldn't help but recognize the depths of grandfather's love for Beatrice.
私誤解してたよ、ケンジさん。
何をでしょうか。
私、使用人の人たちが魔女を問診するのは、じい様の気持ち悪い黒魔術趣味に感化されてるからじゃないかって違ったんだな。
By acting as though Beatrice's soul at least had been restored and existed inside this mansion, they might have hoped to soothe grandfather's heart. Oh, that's very sweet of them. With closed eyes and the expression of one remembering something from the distant past, Genji had broken his long silence. In making that confession, he probably felt like he was betraying his one and only master, and in the most serious way, even though that person was already dead. Beatrice has revived as a witch, and she is in the mansion even now. Genji had said it. Had believed it. Had made people believe. And would take that with him to the grave. This might have been the last service he could offer up to his master. The legend of the witch, the mysterious tale of Rokkenjima that was still whispered of amongst the servants. Its true nature was a sad lie. No, it was an act of kindness towards grandfather, who had lost the person he loved above all else. Oh.
私はお父様の前で魔女を否定する話を何度か口にした覚えがあります。
Ouch.
今ならそれがどれだけお父様を傷つけていたかわかります。
今の僕にならわかるよ。シャノンを蘇らせる方法が黒魔術だというなら、僕は今すぐにもこの部屋の次の主となって研究を始めるよ。
Oh. Owie.
兄貴。
Another strand of tears dripped from George's eyes. Maybe his tears were infectious. Tears rose to Jessica's eyes too, and she sniffed. Yeah, everything about Shannon makes me cry too, so please stop.
もうじき蘇ることができる。会うことができるって。
Very soon, the door to the Golden Land will be opened. In the promised land that glitters gold, the souls of all the dead, will be resurrected along with the love that has been lost. Then I will sleep in a world of peacefulness for all time.
そう言ったのか。マリアに手紙を渡したベアトリーチェは。
信じないよね。
Oh man.
ここにじい様がいたならきっと喜んだろうな。
Most likely. I think he'd have broken out of the window like, Beatrice!
なら、俺は信じたぜ。じい様が半生をかけて研究したことで蘇り、愛した女の魂が蘇ったと信じて寿命を全うできるって言うんなら。
バトラ。
Oh, Maria looks happy. Looks pleasantly surprised.
一人の女性をずっと愛し続けた気持ちが周りにも伝わり真実となる。それを気遣いと呼べばそれまでだろうけれど、今の僕はあえてそれを魔法と呼んであげたいね。
Yes, I agree. Love is the strongest force of magic.
気遣いじゃないよ。本当に魔法だよ。魔女だよ。やっぱり誰にもベアトリーチェの姿は見えないんだね。
Maria, baby, you're a sweetie, but now is not the time. Some time passed. As we listened to the sound of the rain, we considered what kind of love and madness must have possessed the owner of this room as he spent half of his life here.
女の私から聞けば、お父様の純愛の気持ちも少しは理解したいところですが、それではお母様の達成があります。
同感だぜ。
I wonder if you'll ever meet this grandmother character in a flashback or something.
浮気は浮気。
Yeah.
綺麗事にされちゃかなわねえよな。
That's rough, but understandable in this
それも
case.
そうだな。ばあ様が気の毒になっちまうぜ。
それでベアトリーチェとおじい様の間に子供がいたなんて話はある？
Have there? I want to know. The keyword Beatrice has been hidden in every corner of this case. So it's natural to suspect some relative of hers.
いえ、
Oh, my cat has come.
そのような話は聞いたことがありません。
仮にいたとしたら最愛の人の忘れがたみとしてきっと全ての愛情を注ぎ込んだだろうね。それがなく黒魔術に没頭していったなら子供はいなかったと考えるべきなのかな。
そういえばこんな噂を聞いたことがあるぜ。
Uh-oh. Oh?
知ってるだろ。じい様が福音の家っていう孤児院に莫大な援助をしてるって話。
よしなさい。
Didn't Shannon say she comes from there?
それはお父様を冒
And
涜する
Canon,
中
I
傷に過ぎ
think,
ません。
too?
教えてくれよ、夏日おばさん。隠し事はなしなのはおばさんもだと思うっすよ。
くだらない話です。お父様はその施設に莫大な援助をし、社会勉強の一環として当家の使用人雇用枠を開放していました。
Uh-huh.
それはお父様に汚らわしい趣味があると吹聴する愚か者がいたというだけの話です。
一時期それが黒魔術の生贄にするためだみたいな噂になってさ。
Oh, jeez.
実際いつもこの部屋で怪しげな実験や儀式を繰り返してたわけで、私も半分は信じてたところがあったぜ。
その福音の家出身の使用人ってのは？
I remember Shannon and Canon were from there. Who else?
何人かいますが、
There we go.
親族会議中のシフトではシャノンとカノンの2人でした。
To resurrect Beatrice, he brought in servants from an orphanage as human sacrifices?
確かに
I believe it's not a random servant choice,
いつも
though.
シャノンやカノン君くらいの若い子ばかり。私だってじい様には妙な趣味があるに違いないって信じてたぜ。
Actually, calculating it would make sense. If Beatrice died 30 years ago, then Canon and Shannon couldn't have been his children with Beatrice. They're like 16, 18, or 14, 16? I don't remember, but they're like the same age of the cousin, so that wouldn't have been
言葉
possible.
を慎みなさい。
When Natsuhi scolded her, the atmosphere instantly went sour and everyone fell quiet. Stinky, stop. However, something was tugging at the back of my mind. Sacrifices. Sacrifices. Human sacrifices brought over from an orphanage. What is it? Freaky words like sacrifices don't pop up often. And yet I've seen or heard that word recently. Some part of my memory is tugging at me. Hey Beatrice, what do you know? Ah. I had arrived in front of the portrait of Beatrice. It wasn't as massive as the one in the entrance hall, but that portrait, which must have been drawn by some famous painter, was still just as intimidating in the smaller size. It's Beatrice, but in small size. Below it, just like in the entrance hall, was the epitaph that supposedly hinted at the location of the hidden gold. Oh? Oh?
生贄だ。
なんだよパトラ。
What did you see, boy?
急に気持ち悪いこと言うなよ。
生贄を6人。
Uh-oh, Battler seems to have realized something. Both of my eyes were as wide as plates. Vroom. Everything's been predicted right there from the very beginning. Everyone crowded around, and the same expression of shock rose to all of our faces. That's right. It's right there in the epitaph. On the first twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. So, Rudolph, Kraus, Kyrie, Shannon, and Goda and Rosa, I think. I'm probably forgetting some. Uh-oh.
最初に死んだのは6人だ。そしてシャッターに書かれた魔法陣じゃねえ、ヘブライ語でも生贄を捧げると書いてあった。
おお、私は最初からそう言ってる。
Thank you, Maria, for your wise words. That's right, Maria said it right at the start. Right after we found the 6 bodies, when Maria was in the parlor watching TV, she said it. Ooh. Ooh! The culprit isn't human. I can make the ooh sound as well. Woo! It's just the sacrifices chosen by the key.
これは黄金の隠し場所なんかじゃねえ。黒魔術か何かの復活の儀式の手順なんだ。
Uh-oh.
確かこの碑文には大勢の死が必要になるはず。
確かにざっと読むだけでも6たす2たす5で
6 plus 2 plus 5.
13人は死ななくちゃならないことになってるぜ。
13 people. How many are we?
普段はこの島には何人いるんですか？
Oh, let's go.
使用人のシフトにもよるでしょうが、お父様、夫に、私にジェシカ、そして使用人が2、3人。昨日今日は5人いてもらってますが、普段はそこまでいません。
ってことはだ、この儀式を実行しようとしたら普段じゃ生贄が足らないってわけだ。いや違うぜ。じいさまは福音の家から不気味な儀式の生贄にするために使用人を取ったという噂。
つまりなんだよ。生贄の人数を増やすために使用人を増やし、さらに人数が集まる年に一度の親族会議を
Sounds
こ
like
の儀
it.
式を執り行える年にたった一度唯一のタイミングだったってことじゃねえか。
Oh shit. When Jessica screamed this, Maria broke out in that creepy laugh, looking truly pleased. Maria, please, now is not the time. I'm scared.
人は運気を試すためにある種の確率に願掛けをすることがない？
No, but please tell me more. Like throwing a sandal. She did it. Maria threw the chancla. Let's go. She is learning the Latino tech. She is learning from this household. Like throwing a chinelo and saying that if it lands right side up, tomorrow will be sunny. Or saying that tomorrow will be good day if a coin lands heads up. There are many little superstitions like that. Sometimes when your luck is down and you get bored and you roll the dice and get 3 6s, you want to believe it's a portent of some miracle. Or maybe you just want to throw a chinelo and hope it hits point blank. When flipping a chinelo, you have worst 50% chance. Even if you get it right side up, it's not worth much. But if you carelessly roll the dice and they all come up 6, you might think that's a small miracle.
魔術にもそういう考えはあるんだよ。限りなくありえない出目を期待してひたすらに祈祷を続ける。そうして蓄えられた祈祷の念は奇跡の出目が現れた時魔力を持って具現化される。おじいさまがしようとした魔術は多分そういうもの。
He didn't toss the chinelo hard enough.
鍵が無作為に選ぶ生贄の抽選。
That's the reason why it failed all these years. He didn't toss the chinelo hard enough.
それに万が一自分が当たることがないようにこの島に最も人が多くなる日を選んで儀式を実行した。
バカバカしい。これらが全て怪しげな魔法の儀式の過程で起こった事件だと言い出すのですか？
Probably. Natsuhi yelled. She couldn't quell the fear that the scorpion charm might be the only reason she was still safe. If I hadn't received that charm from Jessica and hung it from my doorknob, would I have been killed mixed in along with those 6? And the strangest part is, even though I hung the charm from the inside of my door, they couldn't get through that door. The culprit noticed that the charm from outside the door and gave up trying to open it. A human couldn't have perceived that. Charm meant to stop something that was not human had done exactly that. Oh shit. Impossible, impossible, impossible. Or as we say, muda, muda, muda. Sorry. Wait. Muda doesn't mean impossible, right? It means something else. Sorry. I got it mixed up. Oh no.
悔しいけど、そうだと判断せざるを得ない。
Yeah, they looked close.
そして母さんたちを殺した犯人は続く第三の番の言葉を手紙に書き、その場に残したんだからね。
そうだな。第二の番を実行し、第三の番をその場に残した。第三の番はまさにさっき夏代おばさんが読んだ通りだぜ。
On the third twilight, those who remain shall praise my noble name. Uh-oh. Well, shit. If you read it this way, it just keeps going on, doesn't it? On the fourth twilight, gouge the head and kill. Which one's head? Gouge the head and kill. George Aniki's parents were killed with those demon ice picks gouged into their heads. But if they were the second twilight, someone else must have been gouged in the head. Well...
じいさまだ。焼却炉の中で焼かれてたから、そっちに目が行っちまって気づかなかったが。
Oh, they did find one of those stabbed into his head, didn't they? Yes, there it is.
頭をえぐられてた。
Youch. That hurts.
じいさまが第四の番の犠牲者。
But has it been 4 nights already?
じゃあカノン君は
第五の番に
Gouge the chest and kill. Oh, okay. What, that was planned? Okay, it wasn't Kanon specifically, it just had to be someone. What's next? Well... On the 6th twilight, gouge the stomach and kill. Owie! On the 7th twilight, gouge the knee and kill. Damn, that hurts. On the 8th twilight, gouge the leg and kill. So, I think we are 6 people left. So half of these people have to die. Oh no. I don't want Kumasawa to die. I hope she won't be the one, the last 3 to die. Oh, we still have the 9th twilight. Oh no. What is it? On the 9th twilight, the witch shall revive and none shall be left alive. Oh, so Beatrice returns and kills everyone who's left. Ugh. I got a few goosebumps there.
結局何人いようが最後には全員死ぬってことじゃねえか。じいさまは何が目的だったんだ。
Well?
この儀式じゃじいさま自身何をどうしたって生き残れねえじゃないか。
誰も生き残れなくていいんだよ。第10の番には黄金鏡にたどり着く。
I wonder if Golden Land is just another sort of heaven, or like I forgot which folk thought about Valhalla. It was the Vikings, right? On the 10th twilight, at journey's end, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Land's treasures once and for the last time. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures.
おじいさまは死を恐れてなんかいなかったんだよ。ほら、4つの宝の2番と3番を見てごらんよ。
Second and third treasures.
一つはすべての死者の魂を蘇らせ。
Oh.
一つは 失った愛すらも蘇らせる。つまりおじい様は自分がこの儀式の途中で死んでしまってもやがては復活できると信じてた。
I think he really did believe
バ
that.
カバカしいぜ。妄言だぜ。死んだらそれまでだろ。死者は生き返らない。人類が何千年もかけて追い求め、結局は未だに成し遂げられない奇跡だぜ。
Yes, it's 2021. It still hasn't happened.
こういうことだろ。死後の世界で再会できて蘇ることができるとか、そういう類だろ。
ジェシカの言い分通りだとするなら、追い先短いじい様が恋に狂っての自殺まがい、いや壮大な無理心中ってことなのか。
Sounds like it. He didn't seem fond of his family members, except Natsuhi apparently, and maybe the servants, but well.
その可能性は考えられるの？
わかりません。
Oh boy.
親方様は時に1000年の未来を見越されるほどの聡明なお方です。しかし凡庸な私にはそれが狂気としか映らないこともあります。
それってイエスって意味だよな。
Oh.
熊沢さんはどうなんだよ。
I think she's about to pass
私は
out.
何も知りません。知りませんとも。知っていたなら今日この島にいると思いますか？
Yeah, she did quit. So she did like come to the job just to say I quit and then left and then came back. So I think she would actually have done that.
お休みしていますよ。
おじい様の長年の友人である南條先生のご意見は？
源氏さんに同じです。金蔵さんは凡人をはるかに超越した方だった。そこにある種の人間離れした力すらも感じることはありました。私にも金蔵さんが何を考えてこの碑文を残されたのか。
Oh, he wrote it.
わからない。
I don't remember if this was mentioned.
仮にこの筋書きを作ったのがお父様であっても、実行しているのは別の人間だということです。
Yeah, but who is it, I wonder?
確かに少なくともじい様とカノン君を襲った犯人は他にいる。しかもそいつはこの碑文通りまだ事件を続けようとしている。
僕たちが深く考えなかった最初の手紙、あれにはなんて書いてあっただろう。
Maybe Maria remembers. Ask her. We thought back to the recitation of the letter last night. Beatrice had proclaimed something inside it. She had proclaimed that, according to her contract with Kinzo, she would collect everything of the Ushiromeya family as interest. But then she had also revealed the special clause. If someone discovered the location of the gold grandfather had hidden, that right would be lost. When the letter was read, grandfather was still alive. But at that time, it had already been sealed with wax by the head's ring, which meant grandfather had handed the ring over to Beatrice while he was still alive. If we take a straightforward approach, maybe we should assume Beatrice is carrying out that strange contract with grandfather guaranteeing her that right. In other words, this was the same as saying grandfather knew of and approved of the contents of that letter. In other words, it's basically a joint message from Beatrice and grandfather, telling us that Beatrice will start collecting interest if we don't solve the riddle. Oh jeez. In other words, grandfather and Beatrice were demanding that we try and solve the riddle of the epitaph. And if we couldn't, they were saying that the massacre would be carried out according to the epitaph. What does that mean? What do they want? I don't have a clue what it means. Ah!
ほら、ベアトリーチェからまた手紙だよ。
Wait, where?
なんだって？
Right now? Maria was pointing at the top of the table where the canned food everyone had been eating just now still lay. A Western envelope from Beatrice certainly was sitting there, but so what? Well, Natsuhi isn't taking this well. Oh, Natsuhi let out a hysterical cry, looking between her own hand and the table. Because the envelope she had just opened was still grasped in her hand. So why is there still an envelope on the table? Shit! Alright, Among Us, who is it?
どういうことだよ、マリア。そ その封筒はどこから出てきたんだ。
Who's the imposter?
今見たら
Vote now. Emergency meeting.
うん。
私は何も知りませんよ。何も。
Poor Kumasawa.
冗談じゃねえ。ここには俺たち8人しかいねえんだぞ。
Yes, Battler. Vote now. Who's the
9
imposter?
人目がこっそり忍び込んでい
You
るってこ
have to
とはあるわけがねえ。
Who's
俺たちは
sus?
ちょいと肖像画の前に集まっていたわずかの隙しかないんだぞ。
Oh.
全員下がりなさい。
What the fuck? Shit.
壁へ下がりなさい。
Oh no! Onatsuhi was pointing the rifle at Genji and the others, bellowing at them. Genji-san was overpowered, his face looking like he didn't have a clue what was going on. Oh man, I wanted to see that expression. Of course I felt the same, but a few moments late, I reached the same conclusion Onatsuhi had. Until just a few seconds ago, there had been no letter like this on the table. And nobody entered this room! That means someone among us placed it there during the few seconds when everyone was looking away, preoccupied with the portrait.
バトラ君、この封筒を開けて中身を読んで。
Shit. I'm worried. I picked it up. It was still sealed with wax. Even though disturbing its contents, I realized that this was an as-yet unopened envelope, an unknown envelope. Without relying on a paper knife, I tore it open and pulled out the letter inside. I wonder if the letter was like on the ceiling, on some sort of glue or string meant to fall down eventually. A trick like that. The contents were as follows.
Kinzo 様の碑文の謎をお楽しみいただいているでしょう。
Wait, this is a new voice. Is this Beatrice's voice?
すでにご存知と思いますが、皆様方には時間が多くは残されてはおりません。どうか嵐が過ぎ去れば逃げ出すことができるという甘えを。
Ay, ay, ay.
このゲームには私と皆様方のどちらが勝つかの結果しかない。時間切れは私の勝ちとなる。
Oh
引
no.
き分けはありません。そこをどうか誤解なきようお願い申し上げ。
って内容だぜ。
この手紙を誰が置いたかは明白ではありません。ですが疑わしき人物を絞ることはできました。あなたたちです。
Oh shit.
奥様。
I also think it's someone from here. If it's someone from here, yeah, it's probably.
それはあんまりにございます。
Ah shit.
私は肖像画の前に行く直前、ここに缶詰を置きました。その時このような怪しげな手紙は決して置かれていなかったことを確認しています。そしてその時すでにジェシカとジョージ君、バトラ君は肖像画の前にいた。
This song rocks though. It's a banger.
そして彼らはこの手紙が現れるまで肖像画の前を離れていない。つまりあなたたち4人の中にその手紙を置いた人物がいる。ベアトリーチェがいる。
おお、ベアトリーチェはマリアたちじゃない。ベアトリーチェはいるもん。
お黙りなさい。
No, don't shoot the baby.
あなたたちの中の一人が疑わしいのか全員が疑わしいのか分かりません。しかし確実にあなたたちの中に犯人が混じっている。
Press the emergency. Natsuhi out here press the emergency meeting button, but she's gonna eject everyone.
そうだぜ。19人目なんかいるわけがない。魔女なんかいるわけがないんだ。カノン君を殺したのだって。そうさ。熊沢さんなら説明できるよ。
Oh my god, no.
熊沢さんは本当はカノン君と一緒にボイラー室に入り殺したんだ。
No.
そして後から来たらもう倒れていたと嘘をついた。
But
誤解です、お嬢様。
oh god, please don't shoot Kumasawa.
私がなぜそのようなことを。
母さんたちをどうやってあの密室で殺したのかは見当もつかない。でも母さんたちが殺された時、使用人の人たち以外の全員にはアリバイがあった。
Oh no, is it time to suspect the servants?
なかったのは使用人の人たちだけ。
Welp,
でも本当に疑ってもいいんだろうか。
we have a vote from Jessica for Kumasawa. Who's next?
確かにそれを言い出したら全ての件でアリバイはないが、
should really be so quick to make that judgment. But this time, in this room, in this place, in this moment, in this minimally small bit of time and space, it's obvious. Only one of the 4 of them could have set the letter there in our blind spot. We can't tell who put it there, but it's obvious that one of the 4 did it.
Natsuhi-san, どうか落ち着きなさい。
Oh boy.
今日一日いろいろなことがあった。心が参っているのはよくわかります。
南條先生をお疑い申し上げるのは非常に心苦しいです。ですが、お父様の主治医として、唯一無二の親友として、長くお父さんベアトリーチェのことも知っているかもしれない。
She does have a point.
何かの古いしがらみを知っていて隠しているのではありませんか?
But that will be like the most obvious suspect, right?
そんなはずはない。落ち着きなさい。
Nanjo did say he didn't know a lot about Kinzo, so yeah, I believe him. It was pitiful to watch Dr. Nanjo frantically pleading his innocence. It was probably a normal reaction that anyone would give if they were suspected, and if they had a shotgun pointed at them. Kumasawa was the same. Ever since Jessica voiced her suspicion of Kumasawa murdering Kanon, Kumasawa had been totally flustered. I would be too. That was why Genji's still calm appearance looked so bold. Oh, Natsuhi pointed the barrel of the gun. Oh no! I heard the shotgun loading. The sound effect was there.
ベアトリーチェとはあなたがお父様に見せた幻想で、あなたこそがその実行者だったのではないのですか?
そうお疑いいただけるのは、奥様が私を親方様の一番のしもべだとお認めいただけたということだ。このような場ではありますが、とても名誉なことだと存じます。しかし、この手紙を置いたのは私ではありません。
それを私が鵜呑みにできると思いますか? お前が首謀者に決まっています。
Ah, shit.
あるいは熊沢も南條先生もその共犯かもしれない。
Oh god, no.
マリアちゃんもです。
No, come on, not Maria. Not content to suspect just the adults. Oh, Natsuhi pointed the gun relentlessly at Maria too. Jesus. But Maria acted as though nothing had happened. Or maybe she thought she would be fine even if she was shot.
マリアちゃん、今この場ではもう幼いから疑いの枠から外すという段階にない。だから誰もが昨夜からずっと持ってきた疑問をもう一度ぶつけさせてもらいます。
Oh god, I'm kind of scared how she'll react when Maria will say it was Beatrice.
昨日バラ庭園であなたに手紙を渡したベアトリーチェは誰です?
She's gonna say the same, I know it.
マリア、ごまかすんじゃねえぜ。この際はっきりさせろ。お前に手紙を渡したのは誰なんだよ。
だから何度も言ってるよ。ベアトリーチェだよ。
Yeah, I knew it. She would say the same.
1000年を生きる黄金の魔女なんだよ。姿を知りたければ後ろを振り返ればいい。ほら、そこにいるよ。ベアトリーチェが。
Oh man. The thing is, the closest person who looks like Beatrice is Jessica with her blonde hair. But it was likely not her. I think it was a wig. Someone used a wig.
バカにしてんのかってめえ。
よせジェシカ、マリアもよせ。状況が分かってんのか?
Apparently not.
そんなこと言って何になるってんだ。無意味な挑発はよしやがるってんだ。
マリアにはわかんないよ。バトラたちは誰が犯人ならいいの？自分たちの中に犯人がいると信じたくない時だけベアトリーチェを信じて。
She does have a point.
親しい人を殺された恨みを晴らしたい時だけ暴力をぶつけられる人間の犯人を信じたがってベアトリーチェを否定する。だから見えないんだよ。ベアトリーチェはいる。お前たちには見えない。
Maria's getting upset.
あなたが犯人だと決めつけたくはありませんが、この状況を不愉快にさせて楽しんでいる利的行為者であることはもはや疑いの余地もありません。
Uh-oh.
ならどうするの？マリアを撃つ？別にいいよ。
Oh god!
もうすぐ黄金鏡の扉が開かれる。そして全ての死者が蘇る。
Oh my god, Maria.
死は
Please don't get
恐れ
shot.
るべきことではないんだよ。
Ah, jeez.
母さん、やっぱりこいつは怪しいよ。
Is she gonna shoot her? Please
一緒
don't.
になんかいられないよ。
Oh boy. They're gonna toss
で
her
も
out.
夏日おばさん、どうか落ち着いて。マリアちゃんを撃つ理由は何もない。どうか冷静に。手紙は挑発するけど何も恐れることはない。警察が怖いんだ。この島は今無秩序に支配されているけれど、それは台風で隔離されているからだけに過ぎない。台風が過ぎれば秩序が戻ってくる。
The law will return.
だからおばさん、撃っちゃいけない。
なんでジョージ兄さんはそんなにも冷静なんだよ。
Everybody's losing their
こ
shit.
の4人の中に犯人がいる。いや、あるいは4人が全員来るかもしれない。
But why does that discount
この中
the
に
others from the
エヴァおばさんたちを
family?
殺した犯人がいるかもしれないってのに。
Okay, true. To be honest, they don't know the epitaph. So, yeah, it can't have been the family members.
僕だって犯人を見つけて殺してやりたい気持ちはあるさ。
Okay, that's a bold statement.
それは単なる蛮行だ。僕は罪の裁きを秩序に任せる。だからどんなに疑わしくても引き金を引いてはいけないんだ。
ジョージの兄貴に同じだ。夏日おばさん、ここはちょいと冷静になろうぜ。とにかく撃つのはまずいぜ。こういう時はよ、頭を後ろに反らしてクールになるって3回唱えるといいらしい。
Take a breath, yes.
はっきりさせておきます。魔女などいない。ここは六軒島で、ここは後宮家の本家屋敷です。後宮家代表、後宮夏日として宣言します。ここには魔女などいない。ベアトリーチェなど認めない。何を企もうとも娘たちには指一本触れさせない。それが母としての、当家代表としての務めです。
Those words were the final words of farewell that settled everything. To protect her daughter, all Natsuhi would regard any suspicious person as an enemy. The only reason George, Aniki, and I were standing on this side was because, by coincidence, we had a clear alibi regarding the letter. If I hadn't approached the portrait, I would also be at the other end of that gun barrel, treated like a criminal. But even though part of me thought that, part of me was thinking that chasing all the suspicious people from this room would finally guarantee our safety. Kenji-san and Kumasawa-san and Dr. Namjo, all of them were on grandfather's side. Maybe you could say that once Maria started blindly believing in Beatrice, she was also on grandfather's side. That's right, they're all suspicious. But is this really okay? If you throw out all the suspicious ones in such a lawless way, will we still have the right to defy the lawlessness of the witch? I don't know. The question is, can you stay awake until 9 AM the next morning without getting killed? Oh, something's gonna happen. Or not? Oh, Natsuhi didn't tell them to leave with her own words, but with wordless pressure she induced them to say that themselves. Because if Dr. Nanjo didn't say those words, this cold silence would surely continue forever.
落ち着きなさい、夏日さん。だが気持ちはよくわかる。わしだって今朝からの異常な事件続きで頭がどうかなってしまいそうだ。だからわしらを疑いたい気持ちもよくわかる。
もし本当に南條先生が無関係なら、私は無礼極まりないことをしているのだと思います。
Yeah, pretty much, but sometimes it's necessary. Yes. At a time like this, it's necessary. She's doing her best.
わかった。わしらは部屋を出ましょう。
Oh boy.
どうですかな、源氏さん。客間に戻ってチェスの続きといきませんかな。
それをお望みでしたらぜひ。
私は嫌ですよ。だってこの中に狼がいると分かってて部屋から追い出されてしまうんですよ。 嫌ですよ、奥様。どうかお許しください。
Poor Kumasawa. She can't take this. It was always what Kumasawa-san was trying to say. She was innocent and she was being ejected into dangerous territory along with the culprit. In the current situation, urging her to leave this room along with the suspects was almost exactly the same as letting her get killed. However, Kumasawa-san really was suspicious just for being the first one to discover that Kanon-kun had been murdered. At that time, everyone except Kumasawa-san had an alibi. Unless we could prove the existence of some contraption or the existence of some 19th person, Kumasawa-san was by far the most likely suspect. Youch. That stings. I didn't want to believe it. However, Aunt Natsuhi and the rest of us were in such a difficult situation that we couldn't help suspecting her as well. So we didn't say anything to stop Aunt Natsuhi from trying to oppressively chase them from the room. We had stopped her from shooting, but we were passively agreeing to chase the others out of the room. On top of that, Maria spoke to the fretful Kumasawa-san.
大丈夫だよ。ベアトリーチェは敬う人には優しいから。熊沢さんはベアトリーチェがいるって信じてるもん。だからきっと大丈夫だよ。マリアは客間でテレビを見るよ。一緒に見ようよ。ここ。
Let's
テレ
watch.
ビがなくてつまんないもん。
Let's watch TV while we get killed. It looked like Masawa found Maria's roguish laugh very frightening. However, the three other people had agreed to leave the room. Masawa couldn't fight the flow and had to agree, crying as she went, "No! No!" We did it. We made Kumasawa cry. Let's watch Madoka. Yes. She will show that Madoka is suffering, as well as this.
今夜だけは分かってください。警察が来たら全員に今夜のこの無礼を必ず謝罪しますから。
That's a bit optimistic.
チェスもよろしいでしょうか。できたら安全なところに。現地頼みます。
かしこまりました。
仕方ありませんね。子連れの熊が一番恐ろしいと言いますから。
源氏も熊沢も本当に申し訳ありません。また明日お会いしましょう。マリアちゃんも冷たいおばさんをどうか許して。
Oh boy, that's rough.
マリアは許す。
Damn.
奥様、この部屋の鍵です。
Nazi Mama Bear, yes.
2本すべてをお預けします。それから私が持っているお屋敷内の鍵束もお預けいたします。
He took out a bundle of about 10 keys of various shapes and handed it over. Nazi Mama Bear with a shotgun. Yes, pointing at a child with a shotgun. Damn. Though to be honest, after watching Sotsu, I kind of understand. To the servants, those keys were probably proof of their position. Being placed in charge of those keys meant that they were trusted and relied upon. When they were forced to return them, it meant that they had lost that trust. Thinking about it this way, to Genji-san, who had worked here for a span of many years, there could be no greater shame. However, Genji-san's unusual indifferent expression remained on his face.
Genji, 私はお前をお父様がお亡くなりになったら長年の苦労をねぎらって退職を許すつもりでいました。
Retire by death? Maybe? In this case?
このような習字を私は心より恥じます。
Yeah, that probably hurts.
私は親方様より今日までの日々はそれに対するご恩返しの日々であっただけです。どうかお気にやまれませんよ。
And there they go.
参りますかな、皆さん。おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。マトラもおやすみ。
あ、マリア、ちょっと待て。
Knowledge of guilt made me call Maria back. What's up? I groped around in my pocket and took out that scorpion keychain.
これ魔除けなんだろ
Yes.
身につけとけ
おー、バトラー、確か落としてなくしたって。
You lied.
あんときゃなんか尺になってなくしたとかほら吹いただけだ
You actually still had it. That's
お前
sweet.
の大切なお守りをなくすわけねえだろ
Sweet cousin. Maria silently took the charm. I wasn't able to say anything after that.
それでは皆様、おやすみなさいませ。
We watched them leave, our expressions completely worn out, and we weren't even able to respond. Ah, jeez. Until the door closed and we heard the outer lock, we were unable to breathe. Then we were finally allowed to take a breath. After that, I noticed that Beatrice's letter, which I had been gripping the whole time and which was soaked with my sweat, actually had 2 sheets. The paper had been tightly stuck together, so I'd mistakenly thought that there was only one. There were no characters on the second sheet. The thing drawn there was a magic circle written with a red ink like blood. Just like how every magic circle up until then had been different, this magic circle was the one I'd never laid eyes on before. Wait. Inside the circle, a large triangle and a small triangle were fit together in a simple design. And just as before, there was writing in Hebrew, and it seemed clear that it held some kind of meaning. I wanted to know what that could be, but we had just chased Maria, the only person who could understand the meaning of magic circles, out of the room. Wait. Don't these magic circles show up when people are dead? I thought of this magic circle as Beatrice's second message. What does this magic circle mean? Damn it! After chasing out all the suspicious people, all we had to do was stay barricaded here until morning and everything would probably be over. Once the typhoon has passed, when the seagulls cry, will everything be resolved? But a letter which had unexpectedly appeared in that study forced us to reject that naivete. It had made it very clear that if time ran out, it would mean the witch's victory. When time runs out, is the witch planning to take on the offensive? This time, is she planning to display some fearful magical power, maybe something that could have been used to kill all 6 adults at once? Wait, when is time supposed to run out anyway? I don't know anything. You think? I don't think so! Even as she said that, our Natsuhi couldn't stop gripping that rifle. There was no release in the tension of her expression. Of course, none of us felt like breathing a sigh of relief. At least not until we could hear the cry of the seagulls once more. Oh? Is it midnight? Is the clock gonna strike midnight? Okay, just about striking midnight. We're close to midnight. Is that when time runs out? Because midnight sounds like a time. After we chased them out, nobody wanted to say anything. All of the suspicious ones had been driven away. Even though we knew there might be some innocents among them, we still did it. We chased them out of this paradise, where people don't have to suspect each other. But our motive for chasing them out was suspicious of one person towards another, the worst kind of crime for a human. If we had accepted the existence of a 19th person of the witch, then we all might still be talking face to face, trusting in each other. In that instant, we had agreed to chase all of the suspicious people. But had that been the right thing to do? During this endless silence, we could do nothing but be quietly tormented by that sin. Natsuhi faced the door, without letting go of her rifle for even an instant, sitting far back in the sofa. She would probably spend the night staring at the door without a wink of sleep. George Aniki gazed through a gap in closed curtains by the window, looking down at the courtyard and the mansion that surrounded it. I didn't know whether he was checking to see if a suspicious shadow would become visible through the window, or whether he was wondering to himself about something. He's probably in pain. Jessica was sitting sideways on the sofa next to Natsuhi with a dead expression on her face. And every once in a while, as though she just remembered something, she'd take out the inhaler she had used during her asthma attack and stick it in her mouth. I just heard it from Aniki. But apparently Jessica lied Kanon-kun. Oh no! That's sad. It was apparently so vague that she hadn't realized it herself. You know? It's the kind of thing other people tend to spot before the person in question realizes it. Which means she might first learn of her feelings when the person she liked died. Oh, that sucks. That hurts. It must have been so terrible, so sad. Come to think of it, Kanon-kun was the one who handed her that inhaler. Maybe she was remembering that. That's sad. I was fishing around grandfather's study, thinking I'd researched the meaning of the magic circle on the letter's second sheet. Even though we were shut up here in a defensive position, my rebellious nature made me want to find some key, some way to resist. After all, we've got plenty of time before tomorrow morning. Who could fault me for how I used that time? No one else showed that much interest in this magic circle. Its meaning was unknown, and once we understood it, we were sure to find some message that would cause us unnecessary anguish. I felt the same way. However, I couldn't just ignore it, so I killed time by going through the motions of researching it.
熱心だね。何か手がかりになるようなことは見つけられたかい？
さっぱりさ。そもそも日本語で書かれた本を探すことからして骨だぜ。じい様は一体何カ国語を読めたってんだ。大したもんだぜ。
バトラ君は眠くないの？誰かが起きていてくれてるうちに休んだ方がいいよ。
Yes, take shifts.
ナスヒおばさんは寝ズバンをしてくれると言ってるけど、体が持つわけない。ローテーションで休んだ方がいいよ。
Oh,
じゃ
that
あ
sounds smart.
兄貴が先に休めよ。俺は眠気が来るまでちょいと調べ物をしてるさ。
さっきの魔法陣？
どうせ時間は腐るほどあるさ。
Yeah, that's true.
ベアトリーチェ様がどういうメッセージを込めやがったのか面白そうだと思う。
よせよ。そういうのやってると妙なのに取り憑かれちまうぜ。
I hope not.
安心しろよ。俺はマリアにお墨付きをもらってるぜ。俺には霊的才能はからっきしなんだとよ。
Yeah, maybe in that case it would be a good feature.
マリアのこと邪険にしすぎたかな。
A little bit.
ジェシカ、今はそれを考えてはなりません。
Yeah, but now isn't really the time to think about that, I guess.
もしもマリアが無関係で犯人が他にいたなら、犯人は襲いやすい相手を狙うに決まってる。それで殺されたなら、私たちは見殺しにしたことになるよ。
Yeah, youch. A gloomy silence settled once again. It looked like Jessica regretted letting her emotions take hold of her and snapping at Maria. She'd always been like that. She'd always acting tough and regretting it later.
気持ちはわかりますが、マリアは犯人と接触し、こともあろうか、その肩を持つように煙に巻く発言を繰り返しています。私はこの部屋から追い出せて清々しています。
夏日おばさんって結構きついっすね。
Yeah, but these circumstances are harsh also.
9歳の女の子のザレ言かもしれないじゃないっすか。
That's also true. It probably wasn't very convincing to hear that coming from me. I myself thought Maria was creepy on several occasions, even doubting her true nature. And when Maria was chased out of this room, I couldn't deny it felt some relief.
もしそうだったなら、明日謝罪します。彼らをこの部屋から追い出したのは全て私の責任です。だからあなたたちが気に病むことはないのです。
I could feel a tragic determination in Natsuhi's words. To protect her own daughter, she had resolutely chased out the suspicious ones. And if, as a result, she had to watch the people who had unfortunately been suspected to die, so be it. She was prepared to take full responsibility. Oh, youch. That's a heavy responsibility. I wonder why.
自分で自分の首を絞めてるぜ。
I actually do wonder why. I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way.
もともとマリアちゃんが魔女や魔法に傾倒するようになったのは、僕はローザおばさんのせいじゃないかと思ってる。
Oh, okay.
ローザおばさんのせい？
I was expecting the explanation to come in a later
何がどう
chapter.
関係してるってんだよ。
You tell me.
バトラ君だって気づいてるんじゃないかい。マリアちゃんの本当の父親はずいぶん昔に蒸発してるんだ。おばさんはそれを海外出張とか言ってごまかしているけどね。
後宮家ではローザさんたちに関わる話はタブーとされているところがあります。
Oh, jeez.
おばさんは再婚だって考えたと思うよ。だっておばさんは時折ものすごく感情的にマリアちゃんに当たっていたから。
Oh, yeah.
それについては同感だぜ。
And it happens in public too, so...
ローザおばさんはマリアを好きになろうと努力してるように見えた。
Oh.
ってことはつまり好きじゃないってことなんだよな。
Oh. Oh, that
再
hurts.
婚の妨げになっているマリアに思うところがあったんだろうよ。
Oh, no.
母親の感情的な拒絶がきっと彼女の幼い心に深い傷を残したと思うんだ。
Probably.
そしてどこかでオカルト趣味と出会い、心の隙間を埋めるように没頭していく。
That's really sad.
知ってるかい？マリアちゃんにとって魔女のイメージは決してネガティブなものじゃないんだよ。ほら、昨日海岸でマリアちゃんのノートを見せてもらわなかったかい？
ああ、なんだか楽しそうな落書きでいっぱいだったぜ。
Yesterday, when we were down by the beach doubting a witch, Maria got all riled up and started explaining about witches. Not one of the pages had shown a picture of an ugly witch. They were all brightly colored, beautiful, cute witches who looked like they were having fun. Such as Beatrice, there was absolutely nothing sinister about them, like a boy might have imagined. They were beings adorned with beautiful dresses who could grant anyone's dreams with their mysterious magic and who made everyone happy. The sorrow of not being loved by her mother. Had Maria sought help from witches as beings who could give her happiness and save her? Someday a witch would come and using her wonderful magic would bring Maria happiness. Even though she believed that, as she grew older, she had to face reality as her fleeting dreams were sliced to ribbons one by one. Is something fun with murder? Yes. Is something claiming to be the witch of Rokkenjima appeared in front of a witch like that, whispering that she'd take Maria to the Golden Land where Maria could be happy?
僕は今頃になって胸中を告白するよ。
What you gonna
マリ
say?
アちゃんを、いや、源氏さんたちを追い出したのは多分いけないことだったんじゃないかな。
Are we gonna leave the room?
気まずくはあるぜ。
Since Jessica had been the one to face them and slam them with words of rejection, her conscience must be tormenting her a lot right now.
なら皆さんはあの手紙をどう説明するのですか？私の後ろにいた4人以外の誰にも置くことはできなかった。それは私がこの目ではっきり確認しています。あの4人が潔白だというなら、どうやってこの密室の8人もの人間がいる中で手紙を置けたというのですか？
Either someone did, in fact, slip the letter in there, like one of the four, or one of the people who was advancing, I don't know, or it was placed there by a trick.
そうなんだよ。その話が始まっちまうと、確かに4人は怪しいってことになっちまう。だが、全然ダメなんだ。ああ、全然ダメだぜ。
ダメって何がだい？
ああ、もう今さら何の役にも立たないかもしれねえが、またチェス盤をひっくり返させてくれ。つまりあの4人が本当に犯人だってんならよ、おかしいんだよ。
そうだぜ。あんなテーブルの上に堂々と置いたら、この中に犯人がいますよと告白するようなもんじゃねえか。
Pretty much I would say.
そうだよ。おかしい。やるなら、例えば扉の隙間に置いて廊下側から差し込まれたように見せかけるとか。
Initially, I did also think it was coming from under the door, but yeah.
部屋の外に犯人がいるように見せかけなきゃ自分が疑われてしまうことが分かってたはず。
ああ、そういうことなんだ。あの4人の中に犯人がいたとして、テーブルのど真ん中に手紙をポンと置くことはリスクばかりで何の意味もないんだ。だがどうやってそこに手紙を置いたかのトリックは置いといて、あの4人以外の誰か、すなわちこの部屋の外に犯人がいたと仮定したとき、あの手紙には大きな意味が生まれる。
よしなさい、バトラ君。今さら些細な問題です。
Yeah, it's been done already. Natsuhi-san quickly gets what I was getting at. No, maybe she had thought of it long before I had and had simply held her tongue.
この部屋の外に犯人がいて、俺たちが外からは手出しをできない密室に立てこもっちまったらお手上げだ。ああ、そうだよ。この部屋からじいさまがいなくなったって話の時、俺が披露した説じゃねえか。じいさまが自分から出ていくという説。自分から出ていくような何かの細工を犯人がして、まんまと外へおびき出していたのだとしたら。
Come to think of it, when we found the scorpion magic circle on the doorknob to the study, Maria said it herself. Beatrice couldn't get through this door, but she could induce someone to leave of their own accord.
だとすると、私たちは犯人の罠に見事はまって、新しい生贄候補を送り出しちまったことになるぜ。
Oh, jeez. That
現
sucks.
地たちもバカではありません。身を守ろうと思うなら、この部屋の次に安全な場所をすぐに思いつくでしょう。
I wonder where that would be.
身を潜めています。
Natsuhi hadn't answered the question. Natsuhi herself had realized that if the culprit was in our group back then, that letter would make sense as a trap. However, it wasn't worth the risk of calling back the people she had once thrown out. To Natsuhi, right now, her greatest and only duty was to protect the children. By her thinking, in order to do that, a few sacrifices were unavoidable.
なあ、
Oh,
夏
youch.
希おばさん、きついこと聞くぜ。もしあの時、たまたまジェシカもおばさんの後ろにいたなら、おばさんはこの部屋からジェシカも追い出してたかい？
Probably not.
確かに残酷なところはあったかもしれない。でも、夏日おばさんは母として娘を守りきろうと思った。
Probably,
その責
yeah.
務から自分がやがては糾弾されることを覚悟で彼らを追放したんだ。
Everything for her daughter.
俺は別にそれを責めてえわけじゃねえ。ただジェシカはいいお袋を持ったなってそう思ったのさ。
Oh, that's sweet.
そうだね。夏日おばさんは朝からずっと続いているこんな事件の中でも冷静さを失わず、ずっとみんなを牽引してきてくれた。もしおばさんまで混乱していたら、僕たちは今頃全員犯人の手にかかっていたかもしれない。だから僕たちはおばさんに感謝しなくちゃいけないと思う。
ありがとう。
バトラたちの言いたいことは、
She did it for you.
マリアの母でもあってほしいって。
That too.
私、マリアのことを実の妹みたいだとずっと思って可愛がってきた。
I think that's the first time you say it.
いろんなことがあってちょっと混乱しちゃって、ひどいことをたくさん言って傷つけてしまった。
Oh.
母さん、お願いだよ。マリアもみんなも
Oh no.
私たちの中に
This is gonna be what kills them,
犯
isn't
人
it?
なんていなかったんだよ。この事件の犯人は魔女のベアトリーチェでいいじゃないか。だからもう疑い合うのはやめようよ。
But it's just as Maria said, they only believe in Beatrice when they want to stop suspecting each other, but when they want to enact physical revenge, violence, what have you, they don't accept Beatrice. I think this is what's gonna be ultimately their what's gonna kill them in this chapter. Natsuhi closed her eyes for a short while. Was she coping with the throbbing headache again, or was she thinking of something?
ジェシカは主人と結婚してから12年もかけてようやく授かった。
Oh, 12
大
years.
切な娘です。
That's rough.
私はジェシカを守るためならどのような鬼にでもなります。
That was some pretty strong language at the end there. She realized very well that her words were an idealized view of what mother should be, but even so, she was strongly resolved to protect her daughter, even if she had to become a demon. But that was her guilty conscience tormenting her. Today's been long. So many things happened in one day, and we've been driven into a corner so thoroughly. I wonder if we have the right to greet tomorrow the way we are now. There is.
見つけた。
What did you
こ
find?
の魔法陣だ。
Inside the book I'd been flipping through, I had found the same magic circle that had been drawn on the second sheet of the letter. George Aniki peered at it as well. The magic circle's name was the Third Magic Circle of Mars. The Hebrew written on it was from Psalm 77, verse 13 of the Old Testament. What God is so great as our God? The meaning of the magic circle was discord. Agitate internal divisions and cause the enemy to bring about their own downfall. Ah. This is exactly what just happened, huh? Could there be a more fitting way to describe our current situation and mental state? We couldn't help but be stunned into silence. Probably.
この部屋には私たち8人以外には誰もいなかったんだぜ。
とにかくどうやってここに置いたのか、その方法は捨ておくぜ。
I think that's still important though.
とにかく犯人の狙いはたった一つ。この鉄壁の書斎に疑心暗鬼を引き起こして生贄の羊を俺たちの手で外へ放り出させることだったんだ。
Oh no.
だとしたら狙いは外へ出された人たちだ。
母さん、どうしよう。あの4人が危ない。
Oh boy. It wasn't surprising that all Natsuhi remained unpleasantly silent, even if this was all a trap by the culprit, even if the 4 who had been chased out of the room were in danger. It had nothing to do with the safety of the 4 people in here. And there was no way to prove the innocence of the 4 people we chased out. If we're willing to let them die, then we shouldn't leave this room no matter what. That way is safest. At that time, suddenly the piercing sound of a phone rang through the room. Wait, aren't the phone connections all broken? It was the antique extension phone set on the table in grandfather's study. It had rung right after we started talking about the letter being a trap. It was natural we think of it as an SOS from the ones we chased out. But then Natsuhi spoke. Well, I think people have died. Yeah, that's what I just said before. I don't think she would know the phones are okay. Is the culprit. With that one sentence, the ring of the phone, which had once sounded like a scream for help, now started to sound like a ghastly lure from some unknown person. Oh no. Natsuhi hesitated over to pick up the receiver.
Toro, おばさん。何かの理由で電話が回復したのかも。マリアちゃんたちからの緊急の電話の可能性もある。
そうだぜ。
Oh shit.
それに万一犯人からの電話だったら上等さ。話を聞いてやろうじゃねえか。それにどうせ電話だ。受話器越しに何をほざいたって痛くも痒くもないぜ。
Are you sure?
おばさんが取らないなら俺が取るぜ。
私が取ります。
お。
もしもし。
Hello, who this? I stretched out my hand to take the receiver, but Natsuhi grabbed it before I could reach. We all held our breath, trying to figure out who the person on the other end of the phone was. But for a while, Natsuhi kept saying hello. Hello? Hello? Oh, hello? A silent phone call? There's no way Mari and the others would do something so creepy. Which means... could this phone call possibly really be? Nancy stopped repeating hello and strained her ears, because she thought she'd heard something far away on the other end of the receiver. What was that? What's this? What? Singing?
歌って何ですか、おばさん。
わかりません。電話の向こうでかすかに誰かが歌っているのが聞こえます。何のことやら。
ちょっと受話器を借りますぜ。
Who is it? Who's singing? I half forced the receiver from the stunned Aunt Natsuhi's hand and pressed it against my ear. At first, I didn't hear anything. But because I had been told about beforehand, I noticed. It sounded far away from the receiver, rather than someone speaking in a quiet voice. And it sounded like a girl singing a song. Maria? Is that you? That voice did sound like Maria's. Oh, okay, so I was right. But that just made the situation even more inexplicable. At the very least, the one who had made the phone call hadn't been Maria. After all, Maria was singing some song far away from the receiver. In that case, the one who made the call could have been Genji-san, Kumasawa-san, or Dr. Nanjo. And yet they weren't saying anything. Why? Uh-oh. For what reason? The person who made this phone call... who was it? I think they are dead. Uh-oh. This is bad.
何が起こってんだよ。どういうことだ。
わからね
え。I think they are dead.
一つ言えることは、多分これは罠で、そしてマリアが危険だってことだけだ。
Natsuhi took a receiver again, but after yelling into it several more times, she realized that she wasn't getting anywhere and hung up. After that, she dialed quickly. Then she clicked her tongue. That's right, if the phones are working, we should be able to reach the police. But judging by Natsuhi's reaction, the outside telephone line still didn't connect. Oh shit, that sucks.
行こう。罠かもしれないことは分かってても、行かないわけにはいかない。
ああ、まったくだぜ。ジェシカと夏井おばさんはここにいてくれ。
I don't think it's a good idea to separate right now.
お待ちなさい。あなたたちだけに行かせるわけにはいきません。私も行きます。ジェシカはここで待ちなさい。
No! That's a bad idea!
私だけのけ者かよ。冗談じゃない。私も行くぜ。
Okay, good. Come.
そうだな。その方がいいかもしれねえぜ。電話が俺たちをさらに分散させる狙いがあるってんなら、留守番を残すのは適当じゃねえ。
That too is true.
議論する暇も惜しい。みんなで行こ
う。Natsuhi raised the rifle high and took the lead. I couldn't go unarmed myself. I found a 3-pronged candle stand and readied it. He takes the candles. Although the pins on it used to fit candles were short, it was almost like a 3-pronged spear. Better than nothing. Then the four of us left the study. We left the study, which should have been the safest place inside the mansion. By doing this, we had been lured out, even though we had barricaded ourselves in a safe, closed room. Perhaps we were doing exactly the same thing Grandfather had done when he disappeared from that room. Maria! I listened closely but didn't hear anything. The mansion was vast, and since the passing typhoon was making its last stand, the sound of the rain was even noisier than before.
マリアちゃんは確か客までテレビを見たいと言ってたよね。
Alright, time to run to the parlor.
階下に降りてみよ
う。そうですね。行ってみましょう。みんなは周りに用心して。
With Natsuhi in the center, her rifle readied and her finger on the trigger, we moved in a group, our backs together, checking our surroundings in all directions. It was just as though the magic of that magic circle designed to spread discord had worked. We had all split up and furthermore had been dragged out into dangerous territory. In other words, even now, we were doing just what the culprit wanted us to. This was a separate world where it wouldn't be odd for anything to suddenly occur. Natsuhi nervously pointed the barrel of the gun at every dark spot and shadow. It felt like that motion was out of fear rather than caution. But the rifle she held in her hand should have been a trump card that the culprit feared.
僕はずっと思ってたんだ。カノン君のように胸にあのアイスピックを突き刺すことは不可能ではないと思う。でも母さんたちのように頭蓋骨を打ち抜いて眉間に突き立てるなんて簡単なことじゃないと思うんだ。
Yeah, probably had to be done with a lot of violence.
犯人はそれだけバカ力ってことか。
Yes, I think so.
あのアイスピックを飛ばす、あるいは打ち込む射出機のような武器があるんだよ。
Maybe something like a crossbow.
人力だけであれだけ深々と刺突するにはあの絵は短すぎる。
いずれにせよ頭蓋骨を打ち抜くほどに強力です。カノンの傷も肺にまで届いていたそうです。
Oh, yeah.
もし相手の姿を見て決して前に出ないように私の後ろから出てはいけませんよ。
Natsuhi is being an absolute boss right now. Just how sinister and frightening was the weapon that could shoot those creepy ice picks? And could I do anything to combat it with just this candle stand in my hand? In the first murder, the culprit probably assaulted all 4 of our parents at once as they discussed the inheritance trouble in the dining hall. And there were 4 of us here now. Apparently I wasn't the only person thinking this. George Aniki, Cheska, and of course all Natsuhi were stretching their senses to the utmost limit in the highest and worst state of tension, slowly advancing one step then another. What have we done? Because of the seed that thou spread by that one letter, we threw Maria and the rest into the middle of this terrifying world. Oh! We hear singing. I forgot what the name of the song was, but it's a pretty popular Western baby song. Okay, we finally reached the first floor. The parlor was just across the hall. Have fun? I'm scared. When we listened carefully, we could hear it faintly. Maria's eerie singing voice. She wasn't singing naturally, as though she were in a good mood. She was singing mechanically, like she was at a graduation ceremony and she'd been ordered to. The song she sang was just a common folk song, yeah, one that everyone had probably sung in school at least one time or another. But why that, in the middle of the night, alone with all her heart, over and over? Why? I'm scared. Right after leaving the study, we had called out in loud voices, asking Maria where she was. But this time, no one even said a single word. We hid our breath and the sound of our footsteps and intensely focused on our surroundings to the point of being completely high-strung. We stepped forward. Oh, it's closed. Oh no, the door to the parlor was closed, but we could hear Maria's singing voice through it. Natsuhi put her hand on the handle of the doorknob, when George Aniki stopped her.
扉は僕が開ける。夏日おばさんとバトラ君は武器を構えてて。
わかりました。
Oh, I heard the shotgun loading again.
気をつけて。
開けると同時に攻撃してくるかもしれないぜ。ジョージ兄さん、注意して。
うん。じゃあ、行くよ。
Okay. He tried to open it, but immediately felt the hard resistance of the lock. Natsuhi took a bundle of keys from her pocket and gave them to George. They were about 10 keys, and none of us had a clue which was which. Because of this, George had to fumble around loudly and test several of the keys. Since we had hidden our footsteps, preparing to make a surprise attack on the rooms, this felt almost fatal. Pretty much, the whole time we could hear Maria's voice from the parlor, singing the same song over and over. It was like a broken, crazy cassette tape. We'd been in that room almost constantly since morning. All the frightening things had occurred outside that room. That had left us with the impression that only this room was safe. That Basil's impression was quickly falling apart. Oh.
ありがとう。ジョージ君とジェシカは後ろに下がって。
おばさん、一気に飛び込んで左右に分かれよう。扉を開けてボサッとしたら例のアイスピックがど真ん中に飛んでくるかもしれねえぜ。
Sounds smart.
承知しています。いいですか？
やっぱ嫌だって言いてえな。
I read it myself. If they're gonna be throwing ice picks, I'll walk in with this candle stand. Alright, it's time. Oh, Natsuhi and I ran into the door before flying into the parlor, quickly splitting up left and right and searching the parlor for someone who might be waiting for us. But what our eyes landed upon, this is a bad sound effect, was an incredibly strange sight. Oh no! Oh shit! The parlor was stained with blood. This place where we spent almost the entire day, where we pressed in together to protect ourselves from some unknown malice, had been stained with fresh blood, had become an ocean of blood. Oh no. On the floor lay Genji-san, Kumasawa-san, and Dr. Nanjo, their entire bodies stained bright red with the blood. Oh no! But the only way we could identify them was by their clothes. That was because... Oh, that's right, this is how the whole tragedy started. Oh no! Their faces are gone! Just like our smashed up parents in the shed, you couldn't tell where their eyes stopped and where their nose began. It was as though they'd been rudely plunged their faces into tomato pot pies, all squished up. Ooh, ah! And that wasn't all. Their bodies had other wounds. The knee, the leg, and the others. It was those demon ice picks. They were in Genji-san's stomach, yeah. Dr. Nanjo's thigh, no, his knee? That's right, of course, it's his knee. In the epitaph, the 6th twilight was the stomach. On the 7th twilight, the knee was gouged. After seeing one of them stuck near Kumasawa-bachan's cough, oh, I couldn't help masochistically laughing. Ah, that's right! On the 6th twilight, gouged the stomach and kill. On the 7th twilight, gouged the knee and kill. On the 8th twilight, gouged the leg and kill. Ah, now even the 8th twilight is over. And the next one, the 9th twilight, what was it again? Maria was there. Maria? Oh, jeez. She is standing right in the spot. Like, notice how the spot she's standing in, only she got the blood. So she has been standing there since the people have died. While they were being killed, Maria has been there. She was facing the wall in the inner part of the room, standing stock still, completely alone, and faced away from this horrible scene. Standing by the wall, singing her song over and over. There was nothing else in the room. Just the corpses of the 3 who had been brutally killed and the phone receiver who was still out of his hook, proving that this was the room the call had come from. Just that, and Maria, her back to the scene as she kept on singing while facing the wall. We couldn't even scream at this bizarre scene. Yeah, it's bizarre. We could only stare, shocked with our mouths hanging loosely open. Oh, she looks like she's in a trance. Jessica called out to her, but Maria showed no reaction. Alone, she kept singing on and on. We had come here, trying to save Maria from some approaching danger. So now that we had found her, we would have been running up to Maria, hugging her, joyous that she was safe. And yet, one of us could do that. Everyone thought they couldn't say it. After all, because that's right, even if that's crazy. No, it couldn't be.
Maria, 歌うのをやめろ。聞いてるのか?
Umineko soundtrack really do be banging, I agree. I yelled at Maria in a violent voice, but there was no reaction. She just kept singing. With the candle still ready, I ran up to her and forcefully, no, violently slammed my hand down on her shoulder. Then I pulled on her shoulder, forcing her to turn around. Okay, for a second I thought he hit her with the candlestick. Maria's small body was quickly pulled down and fell. And as though unhappy at having her singing interrupted, Maria looked into my face with her usual expression. Even in this gruesome situation, she was just like normal.
Maria, これはどういうことなんだ? 誰がやった?
Oh no, this again.
いい加減にしろ!
I threw the candle stand I'd been holding against the wall. Slam! The violence of the reckless sound should have gone straight into Maria's heart. But Maria's expression didn't change at all. Oh god, even Battler is going wild. I think the culprit was like, turn around to the wall and sing, and don't stop singing. No matter the circumstance.
Ah, ならこれで確定したぜ。19人目はいるんだ。ベアトリーチは実在するんだ。じゃあマリア、これくらいは教えてくれるよな。奴はこの3人をどうやって殺したんだ。何をどうやったらあんなむごい殺し方ができるんだ。
A shovel, I believe.
知らない。
知らねえってことはねえだろ。この部屋での出来事だぞ。
Yeah, and you're splattered in their blood.
歌うのに夢中で気づかなかったとか言い出すんじゃねえだろうな。
That's probably what did happen though.
落ち着いてバトラ君。マリアちゃん、僕とお話ししよう。ね。
George Aniki, as he always did, crouched down next to Maria so that their eyes met and talked to her very kindly.
マリアちゃんはどうして壁を向いてお歌を歌っていたのかな?
For George to remain calm and speak to her kindly at this time, he's very level-headed. See, I called it!
じゃあ、ベアトリーチェがここへやってきたんだね。その時にはまだ源氏さんたちは生きていたんだよね。
Yes.
みんなで客間に来て座ってた。源氏さんはちゃんと鍵をかけてたよ。
確かに鍵はかかってたが、じゃあどうやってベアトリーチェは客間に入ってきたってんだよ。
That's a good question.
でもベアトリーチェは魔女だから鍵なんか関係ない。蝶々になって扉の隙間から通り抜けてきたんだよ。
Oh no.
はあ？冗談も休み休み言いやがる。そんなわけねえだろ。お前は何を言ってやがるんだ。
Ah, jeez.
信じられないよね。だから言い
Magic,
たくな
huh?
かった。どうせ言っても信じないもん。でもベアトリーチェは魔女なの。不思議な魔法で何でもできるの。だからベアトリーチェは鍵のかかった扉なんか全然関係ないんだよ。
Oh wait, she didn't put the charm on the door's lock. She just kept it with herself, right? Ah, jeez, Maria. Should I put the charm there?
現れたベアトリーチェは、そしてみんなはどうしたの?
They died.
ベアトリーチェは言ったよ。おじいさまの書斎は強力な力に守られていてどうしても入れない。
Alright, everybody to grandfather's study now.
だからあと3人の生贄はこの客間の4人の中から選ぶって。みんな嫌だって言ったよ。熊沢さんは嫌だってすごい言ってた。
I mean, she is old, but she deserves to live longer and not die this way.
ベアトリーチェは選ぶよ。そしたらね、ベアトリーチェはマリアはいいよって言ってくれたの。
Because you have the charm and because you believe, isn't it?
どうしてだと思う？バトラがマリアの安全を祈って念を込めてくれたあの火星の5の魔法陣のサソリのお守りがあったからだよ。
Yeah, I figured it was that because of
ベア
that.
トリーチェは私にだけは何もできなかった。だから生贄はマリアじゃない3人に決まったの。そしたらね、ベアトリーチェはね、言ったの。
さあさあ、壁に向かってお歌を歌って聞かせなさい。
Oh man.
あなたはたくさんお歌を歌うから、何が起こっても何が聞こえても 聞こえない聞こえないわからない。
Oh no.
さあさあ、楽しいお歌をわらわにたくさん聞かせておくれ。
だからマリアはずっとお歌を歌ってた。
Oh
ずっ
man.
とずっと歌ってたんだよ。だから何も聞こえない、わからない。そしたらバトラたちがやってきたんだよ。
それを信じろってのか？バカにするんじゃねえぜ。
I think that's true though.
じゃあ今度は誰を疑う？マリアを疑う？マリアをこの場で殺してみる？そんなことしてもベアトリーチェはいなくならない。これで第8の番は終わったよ。ベアトリーチェは蘇る。
Oh no.
ふざけんな。もうそんな話は金輪際ごめんだぜ。魔女なんているもんか。煙に巻かれてたまるか。俺は認めねえぞ。ベアトリーチェなんていいね。
Well, you should be going to the grandfather study to survive instead of arguing here.
だから存在なんかさせねえ。蘇りもさせねえ。伝説は永遠に伝説のままだ。この俺がそんなことを認めねえ。
よせよバトラ。マリアが殺したわけでも見殺しにしたわけでもない。
Yeah.
ベアトリーチェが来てマリアは抵抗できず従わざるを得なかっただけだぜ。
あれ
Huh?
夏日おばさん
What?
おばさんがいない。
What? Where did she go?
あれ
母さんどこ行ったの？
Oh shit.
さっき手紙を読みながら一人で出て行ったよ。
Oh no. A letter? That makes sense. The culprit must be so exhilarated now that we've reached the 8th twilight. They might have left a letter so that they could brag even more. We were wrapped up in questioning Maria that we forgot to look for a letter. But even as well armed as she was, why had she left the room by herself in this dangerous mansion after reading it? Jessica tried to chase after her and tugged at the handle to the door, but it resisted strangely and wouldn't open. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Kids, you're gonna die. It was only natural. Natsuhi had picked up the candle stand, which Battler had thrown at the wall, and which had fallen to the floor. She had then skillfully wedged it between the doorknobs on the double doors like a bolt, holding them closed. The intricate design of the candle stand caused it to get caught solidly, and it really did make a sturdy seal on the door. Tragic scream of a daughter for her mother. Did it reach Natsuhi's ear or not? I don't think so. I think she's already gone. We are at the painting. Natsuhi's figure was alone in the entrance hall. It was the place decorated by the portrait of Beatrice. Natsuhi threw down Natsuhi's last letter, the one she had read in the parlor, readied her rifle again, and in a voice that rang clear, yelled in the massive space that was the entrance hall.
後ろ宮家代表、後ろ宮夏日です。姿を見せなさい。黄金の魔女、ベアトリーチェ。
Are we gonna see her? The entrance hall was dimly lit. Other than a faint light which shone on the center of the room, everything was blotted out by jet black darkness. Oh! Butterflies in that darkness. Butterflies glittering gold squirmed, twinkled, and sneered. Natsuhi gave one more huge gulp and pointed the cold barrel of the gun at the gold butterflies. Oh?
姿を現しましたね。あなたのような存在が本当に存在したなんて、私は未だ信じることができない。
Oh no.
でも、それは問題ではありません。
I'm just simply gonna shoot the witch.
後ろ宮家の代表であると自負する私と、後ろ宮家の当主を引き継いだと自称するあなたが今この場にいる。あなたが本当に魔女なのかどうかは今となっては些細な問題です。さあ、決着をつけましょう。後ろ宮家を真に引き継ぐ者はどちらか。
Uh-oh.
この後ろ宮夏日か、あなたベアトリーチェか、あなたの決闘の申し出。 謹んでお引き受けさせていただきます。
Uh-oh. Let's go! The ladies are fighting! The gold butterfly slowly formed a human shape, which walked into the dim light. Oh! Is it time? Natsuhi readied the rifle and glared. The witch raised her golden staff overhead and laughed. Natsuhi's finger slowly squeezed the trigger. Batoru made an all-out dash at the door and rammed into it, crushing the candle stand that had been burying it and making it possible for a big gap to be opened in the door. He kept kicking the candle stand through that gap, and the door was finally released. Oh shit! Who died? At that time they heard it. They certainly heard the crisp sound of gunfire ring out once. Oh shit, oh shit, oh fuck. Yes. At whom? At the culprit! Uh-oh. The noise had come from the entrance hall, and the entrance hall looked like a stage, like the heroine of a tragedy on the ground and bathed in light. Arrayed in the beauty of that silence, Natsuhi lay face up, crumpled on the floor. No! Half crazed, Jessica ran up to Natsuhi. On Natsuhi's forehead, it was almost as though a sparkling shard of pigeon blood ruby had been placed there. Oh shit! And from it one stream of blood makeup passed by her eye and began to traverse her face. The faint smell of gunpowder smoke came from the barrel of the rifle Natsuhi still grasped. Huh? Then she shot herself in the forehead? Does she have burning marks though? If not, then yeah. Why? Oh jeez.
どうしておばさんは一人で抜け出してどうして自分の額を打ち抜いてるんだよ。
Ah, fuck.
マリアちゃん、夏日おばさんは手紙を読んでから部屋を出たんだよね。手紙がない。くそ、おばさんは何を読んでどうしてここに誘い出されたんだ。
知らねえぜ、そんなことはどうでもいいぜ。なんなんだよ、どうして自殺なんだよ。
I don't think she did though. Jessica isn't okay. Yeah, that sucks. Jessica clung to her mother's corpse, crying earnestly. My body was consumed with an anger I don't know what to do with, and I snatched the rifle from Natsuhi's hand. I spun around, pointing the barrel of the gun into the darkness on all sides as though I was pointing a light from a lighthouse, trying to find the culprit. George Aniki, even in this situation, was trying to calmly figure something out, but that might have been a fruitless effort. And only Maria was completely indifferent. So this is all supposed to be some kind of predetermined fate? No, that's not it. This is all a prelude to a wonderful world. The door to the Golden Land will finally open.
第9の晩に魔女は蘇り、誰も生き残れはしない。
Then we are...
そして第10の晩に旅は終わり、黄金の里へ至るだろう。これで全部終わったね、ベアトリーチェ。
It's time to die.
おめでとう。だからマリアを導いて。あなたの話してくれた黄金鏡へ。今こそ。
There, all of the dead will be revived, and even lost love will be restored. So in Maria's eyes, it's just as though all of today's tragedies didn't happen. It's as though all the time she spent deprived of love never happened. Oh, that's sad.
何が楽しい、何がおめでたい。この島には18人いた。14人死んだ。残りは俺たち4人だ。
Yikes.
俺は絶対に死なねえぞ。
That's ouch.
いや、台風が過ぎ去って、また船着き場に海猫たちが帰ってくるまで、俺は絶対に死なねえんだよ。生き残ってやる、生き残ってやる、絶対。
We're in chapter 1, Battler. I have news for you.
よしなよバトラー。ベアトリーチェに銃なんて意味ないよ。それに生き残るも何ももうおしまいなんだよ。もう旅は終わったんだよ。
The time is over, isn't it?
ほら時計を見てごらん。
Huh? The clock? Hearing those words, I looked at my wristwatch. Both needles were almost touching near the top. Very soon it will be 12 at night. In other words, 24. When you think, or around midnight. When you think about it, isn't 24 is a strange time? Oh geez. It can be called 24, and it can also be called 00 or midnight. It's the hour at the culmination of the previous day, and at the same time, it's hour 0 as the next day begins. She saw her, didn't she? Maria suddenly called out happily and ran towards the darkness. It was almost as though Beatrice was somewhere in that darkness, and Maria was running up to her. As Jessica hugged her mother's corpse, as George Aniki stood there confused, I looked down the barrel of the rifle, gazing into the darkness. The space in front of Beatrice's portrait lay in that direction, and the thing Maria was running up to was the portrait's subject. You've got to be kidding me. This is just impossible. Like I'd fall for something like this. Witches don't exist. I won't accept it. Something like you shouldn't exist. Because this is a human world, you think I could accept something that's not human? I definitely won't accept it. When I pulled hard on the rifle's lever, the cartridge was ejected, fell on the floor, and a new cartridge was loaded. Then I sighted the witch down the barrel. Maria turned around. Still clinging to the golden witch, she turned around.
だから意味なんてないってば。ベアトリーチェに鉛玉なんて意味ないってば。バカだね、人間は。
Oh no.
俺は魔女なんて認めねえぞ。貴様は誰だ。一歩でも動いてみろ。指一本でも動かしてみろ。こいつをぶち込んでやる。
Oh! Someone is laughing with Maria. I think she's here. As the witch, no, the witches laughed. Even the large clock in the hall joined in on their laughter. It was probably telling us that the time was midnight. It was both a tone telling us that we had reached the culmination of this day, and a tone informing us that all had returned to nothing. The rule that the witch would win when time ran out had already been revealed.
バトラー、ジョージ兄ちゃんにジェシカ、旅は終わって、魔女は蘇ったよ。
And none shall be left alive. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all the gold from the golden land. One shall be the resurrection of all the dead souls. One shall be the resurrection of the love that was lost. One shall be to put the witch to sleep for all time. Sleep peacefully, my beloved witch Beatrice. And it's midnight. I guess everyone died. Ah, shit. That was rough. It's midnight. Whoa. What's happening? Oh! Ooh! The storm passed, and the leaden clouds that had enshrouded the island for so long cleared away. From the widths between the clouds, sunbeams shone, and yesterday's storm seemed like a lie. Just as someone had wished, the seagulls returned to the harbor once again and let their lively cries be heard. Afterwards, the police came and conducted an investigation of the scene. The corpses of the children who were thought to have survived until the very end were never found. However, because of the body parts that were discovered and the unimaginably gruesome nature of the scene, the police were forced to conclude that the chances of survival for any of the 18, even the children, seem hopelessly dim. I like the artwork. Just how gruesome was the banquet of the witch, and how beautiful was the Golden Land. They were the only ones who got to hear that tale. No tales were told to those humans who arrived after the banquet was over. The best they could do was imagine what might have happened during those 2 days. However, the witch was fickle. She made a point of leaving behind this tale which didn't need to be heard, and it was allowed to spread. Then, many years later, a strange wine bottle that had drifted on the waves to the pier of a neighboring island was pulled out by a fisherman. Inside it was a thin, finely rolled up notebook fragment written upon cramped with small letters. Written there was this tale. Throughout this notebook fragment, people will finally learn the truth of mysterious and riddle. This incident was later called by many names, such as the Rokkenjima mass murders and the 8 killings of the Rokkenjima. Jesus Christ, slow down, please! Lovers of the occult claimed it was all the result of the immortal ceremony. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. It's too fast. Oh, God. Okay, I will resume from here. According to the writer, her name was Ushiromiya Maria. Oh, no! Incidentally, as a result of an all-out police investigation, part of Maria's body, a piece of her jaw, was discovered. It was one of the rare instances where a corpse was identified thanks to her dental records. At that gruesome scene, there had been many body parts that couldn't be identified as belonging to any specific person. It's probably fair to... No, sorry guys, it's way too much. Way too much to read at once. Still with the final section of the notebook fragments, Ushimari. By the time you have read this, I will probably be dead. Although there may or may not be a corpse who may have read this, please find out the truth. That's my only wish. No! Maria, to this very day, the truth of the witch legend mysterious murders has not been brought to light. First game, Legend of the Golden Witch result. Ushiromiya Kraus died on the first twilight. Ushiromiya Rudolph, Rosa, Kirie, Shannon and Goda all died on the first twilight. Eva and Hideyoshi died on the second twilight. Stake of Amodeus and stake of Beelzebub were their weapons. Kinzo was stabbed with the stake of Mammon. Servant Kanan was staked by the stake of Satan, Jesus. Dr. Nanjo, stake of Beelzebub, Lucifer, Leviathan. The witch Beatrice survived on the 9th light. Natsuhi died on the 9th twilight. Praise her nobility and grant her honor of a duel. That's nice. Missing on the 10th twilight. And the witch invited him to the Golden Land. Died on the 10th twilight. Will the witch invite this man who denied her existence to the Golden Land? I must open. I can't read this so fast. I wish I could like pause or hold down so it would go slower. The winner is the Golden Witch Beatrice. Time ran out before even one of the 18 people could solve the riddle of the gold. All 18 died. When the seagulls cried, none were left alive. I'm gonna need this text later, like, in a slower format so I can actually read because this is way too fast. Rondo of the Witch and Reasoning. Oh wait, sorry. This chapter 1 is Legend of the Golden Witch. Is this it? Is it over, this chapter? Let's see if there's after credits. Let's see. Addition of new features. The Golden Witch has prepared a gift for you in a commemorative year in your stay. You can find these new features on the title screen. Oh, okay. So it's not really over. A little bit more. So... Oh. Was the tea party here before? Episode 1 tea party. Oh, okay. Okay. We'll be doing this now. I suppose this is like the tips in Higurashi that you get after reading a chapter or something. Okay, Purgatorio. Oh.
Oh, Mina. Umineko no naku koro ni. O tsukare-san.
Oh, okay, thanks.
やれやれ。わけがわかんないうちに物語が終わっちまったな。
But Battler, it's only chapter 1.
つまりなんだ？あれは結局犯人は暴けず時間切れのバッドエンドでしたってことなのか？
Okay.
きっとバッドエンド。
Okay, Maria.
そうだね。1日目の夜にマリアちゃんが読んだベアトリーチェの手紙に碑文の謎を解いてみろとちゃんと予告してたもんね。
That's true.
僕たちは自衛や犯人を探るのに忙しくて全然その謎に挑まなかったし。
Yeah, that's right.
そうですね。ちゃんと碑文の謎に挑んでいたら違う結末もあったのでしょうか。
それはどうかな。
I wonder if this is like knowledge that we're taking in the future
シャノン
chapters.
ちゃんもお疲れ。
Like with Higurashi, if we are going through this story again, but with knowledge of the previous
お茶の
chapter.
給仕なんてしなくていい
But that
ぜ。
the stories don't play out all the same way. Like we have different stories for each of the arcs in Higurashi. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same way here.
何しろここはお疲れ様会なんだからよ。ひでえ目にあった者同士、仲良く傷の舐め合いをしようぜ。ベロベロベロ。
I'm still fucked up about the way that the police found a piece of Maria's jaw. I am so sad.
ひでえ目って言った
How
らシャノンがぶ
horribly...
っちぎりだったぜ。
Yeah, exactly. Higurashi shows different parts of Hinamizawa and shows the rules. Yeah, I wonder if it's gonna be similar in Umineko.
綺麗どころのキャラだからてっきり最後まで生き残るかと思ったら一番最初に殺されるし、しかもなんだっけ、顔面を半分砕かれてたんだっけ。
Yeah, that's rough.
最悪だよな。
そういうお役目でしたら仕方ありませんし。
姉さんが気にすることはないよ。
I wonder if this is just Easter egg sort of extras in which the characters just have fun banter with each other and then like, ha ha ha.
お嬢様方もラストのエピローグを見る限り相当悲惨な最後を遂げられたようだしね。
どうもそうみたいだね。なんだか全身を食いちぎられてバラバラにされたみたいな恐ろしい描写があったような気がするよ。
Oh, youch, that hurts. Umineko is a bit different, that's all I can say. Oh, that's like, okay, that puts me a little bit in a more blindly excited spot then. Because that means I can't rely on Higurashi for like to understand the formula. So it will be something new and I like that.
返り討ちとはいえ犯人と一騎打ちだろ。俺らのよくわからん最後よりは数段マシだぜ。
What about Natsuhi's last moments? They were pretty badass too.
何も歯が立ちませんでしたが。
でもカナン君の死は大きなヒントになったと思うな。
Okay.
だってあのせいで19人目の存在が明らかになったんだから。
そうだね。あの時点では全員の所在が明らかだった。だからカノン君を殺せるのは未知の19人目しかありえない。
Huh.
マリアは最初からベアトリーチェだってずっと言ってる。
信じたくはねえけど、ベアトリーチェを名乗る魔女が犯人ってことになるんだろうぜ。
そうですよね。人にはできない不思議なことがいっぱいありましたし。
I think the murders that happened were still possible by a human.
エヴァおばさんの密室殺人とか魔女にしかできない。
But Detective Conan.
人間にはできない。
I've seen too many episodes of Detective Conan with the exact same trick that I can't like. There isn't a suspension of disbelief that it's magic to me anymore. But I'll take it for the time period that this takes place and it wasn't as easy.
しかもその人物は人間では考えられない力を持っている。
となればその人物をベアトリーチェと呼んでも差し支えはねえだろうぜ。
多分僕たちはラストで出会っているよ。 黄金の魔女にね。
Yeah, she showed up when she started laughing with Maria.
がいるってずっと言ってる。みんなずっと信じなかったからダメだった。信じないと奇跡は起きないって友達の魔女も言ってる。そうですね。ベアトリーチェ様は敬う者に寛大だそうですし。
マリア様は恐ろしい事件が次々と起こっていっても最後までベアトリーチェ様の脅威からは外されていたように思います。
But they found a piece of her jaw. How did she die?
マリアは一番の最初からベアトリーチェを信じてたもんな。でもそれじゃあ同じように信じてたカノン君たちも殺されたのは納得がいかないぜ。
That's true.
それは多分ベアトリーチェ様なりのご都合があられたのでしょう。
Magic? I guess.
碑文の歌が
Explosion
ベアト
magic.
リーチェ様の復活の儀式を意味するものなら大勢の生贄が必要だった。その一人にご指名をいただけたということなのでしょう。
Oh, I just realized I forgot to do something. I forgot to check the what you call it? The character sheets. Let me see if I can do it in a tea party. System? Oh, okay, I can. That's good. So, Kinzo, all burned. Crow smashed his face in. Natsuhi shot in the head. How impudent of her challenge a wit with nothing but a mere gun. Of course you'd end up like this. That's rough. You can do it in the main menu too. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Jessica, missing. Even though she was given a precious invitation to the Golden Land, a single fool refused to believe in the witch and all the magic there's blah, blah, blah. Okay, wait, I feel like this is being a spoiler to the tea party right now. Is it? Was she chewed by demons and sent to hell? Missing. Okay, this fool made the world where everyone could be happy all come to nothing. It kinda is. Okay, then I'll stop reading the tips right now. If the song of the epitaph represents Beatrice Sama's resurrection.
シャノンちゃんはひどい最後だったよ。
I thought the things were like a tip for the mystery in itself, but I wasn't aware it was gonna spoil more, so I'll remember for the next times I read the next chapters. I won't look at the things until I finish everything else.
その痛かったわけじゃないですし、それにほら今はこうして全然平気ですからへっちゃらです。
After seeing him stroke Shannon's cheek, which had been crushed during the story, everyone laughed out loud, smiling.
でもこう言っちゃなんだけど、僕はてっきり本格ミステリーだと思ってたからね。
Check to Umineko project mod. It gives you a lot more options in the main menu, including the character sheets. I thought about it. Maybe I'll do it for the answer arcs. It's just that I already installed the mod for this version, and I don't want to accidentally break my files. So maybe I'll do it for the answer arcs.
ファンタジーだと分かってちょっと驚いてるよ。遺産をめぐる外界から隔絶された孤島の洋館物なんて推理物の王道だと思ってたからさ。
ファンタジーじゃない。ベアトリーチェはいるの。
ええ、分かっています。ベアトリーチェ様はいらっしゃいます。
そうですね。ベアトリーチェ様はいらっしゃいます。
悔しいが認めざるを得ねえよな。19人目の魔女の関与は明らかだしな。
人間には不可能なことをいくつもやってのけてる。劇中の僕らはそれを否定したくてあれこれと考えたけれども、今ならはっきり言えるよ。どれもいずれも全て人間には不可能な犯罪だった。魔法の力を使いこなす魔女のベアトリーチェにしか成し得ない犯行だよ。
犯人は魔女だった。その一点においてベアトリーチェ様万歳ってわけだ。
I think that's the simple solution, to believe it was Beatrice. Battler hasn't said anything.
魔女も怖がる人には恐ろしい存在かもしれませんけど、信じ敬う人にとってはきっと慈しみのある存在に違いないと思います。
姉さんの言う通りだと。
じゃあさ、せっかく殺人事件ごっこは終わったわけだし、ここで気を取り直してちゃんとベアトリーチェの言う通り碑文の謎に挑戦してみねえか？
賛成。きっとベアトリーチェも喜ぶ。
劇中ではみんな無視してたからね、あの手紙は。
せっかく出題されたのにほとんど無視されて。
Pretty much, yeah.
なんだかかわいそうですね、ベアトリーチェさん。碑文のメモがある。みんなで謎解き、みんなで謎解き。
物語は多分この時点から間違ってたんだろうね。
そうかもしれません。私たちはベアトリーチェ様のご指示通り碑文の謎に挑むべきだったのかもしれません。
I mean, the kids tried to solve it, or at least tried to take a guess at it until the rich parents were like, "Whomst gave the letter?"
すっかり遅くなっちまったけどな。今からでも再挑戦するってことで魔女様には許してもらおうぜ。さ、碑文の謎に挑戦してみよう。なに懐かしき故郷を貫く鮎の川。
Maria put her notebook on the table and opened to the page where the epitaph was written. Everyone stared at it, getting really into it as they started guessing this and that about the riddle. Surrounded by the smell of black tea and freshly baked vanilla cookies, they spent the time comfortably and happy. Until...
ちょいと待てよ、お前ら。
Oh? What's up, Battler? But Battler spoke in a way that cut through the conversation. His expression looked a little unhappy. What could he not like about all this fun?
お前ら、さっきから聞いてりゃ、何を思考停止してんだ？なんで魔女の仕業ってことで決まってんだよ。
Yeah, Battler is about to say this is too simple a solution. With just those words, the happy atmosphere surrounding the tea party evaporated in an instant. George and Jessica, and Shannon and Canon, and Maria. All of them stared blankly, wondering what in the world Battler was talking about. Even the foolish, arrogant Battler realized that he hadn't chose his word well. Well.
だって明らかに人間には無理な事件だったじゃないか。
そうだぜ。どの事件も人間には無理なことばかり。
そうですよね。だって人間じゃ説明がつかないことばかりじゃないですか。
バトラ様が何を言い出すのか僕には分かりません。
お前たちこそ何を口々に言い出すのかさっぱりだぜ。
How the entire mood just went dead
こんな
quiet.
の人間が起こした事件に決まってるじゃねえかよ。
Kinda is for me. The only thing that isn't obvious for me is on who it was. Because I literally have no guess who it could have been.
私が倉庫の中で殺されてた時、顔の半分をひどいことにされていましたが。
Yeah, smashing in with a shovel, that's not hard.
人間が犯人ならどう再現するというのですか？
With a shovel.
そりゃまあどうやったらあんなひでえことができるのかちょっと想像は。でもあそこはバラ庭園の倉庫だぜ。きっと中に妙な道具とかがいくらでもあっただろう。
Yeah.
わかんねえけどよ。例えば電の子とかグラインダーとか、そんな電動工具でも使ったのかもしれねえじゃないか。
Youch. それは
じゃあバトラー、じい様が密室の書斎から消え去っていたのはどう説明するんだよ。
He left.
扉は封印されていたのにじい様は忽然と消え去ってたぜ。
その話は劇中でも出ただろう。じい様が何らかの方法を使えばレシートをごまかすことは不可能じゃない。あるいは窓から出て、あるいは落ちて、夏日おばさんが窓を内側から施錠した可能性もある。別に魔法を使わなくたって 他にもいくつか手は思いつくだろうぜ。
That too.
それはそうだけどよ。
ならバトラ君、僕のお母さんたちが客室の中で殺されていたのはどう説明するんだい？
Detektiv
扉に
Colin.
は鍵もチェ
Na
ー
un
ンもかか
poquito
って
de
た。
fao.
無論窓もね。どうやって人間に母さんたちを殺せたって言うんだい？
まあ確かにそのトリックは劇中でも
Good old poquito RTL 2.
とにかく犯人は鍵だけは持ってる可能性が高いからな。
No, I don't think. Okay, yeah, they might have had a
チェー
key.
ンに許される程度の扉の隙間は確保できたわけだ。
I think it was as simple as they were like, Eva, Hideyoshi, dinner is ready, or I need to speak to you about something, something. They let them in, the culprit, and then, yeah.
非常に苦しい話だが、その隙間から何かの仕掛けを施した可能性はあり得るな。いや、あるいはその隙間から何かを出したとか。確かにチェーンってのはえらいシンプルだが、密室を構成するでかい要素だな。だが密室トリックなんておよそやり尽くされてるんだ。そこいらの書店で密室ミステリーを数冊買ってくりゃ、どうせビンゴなトリックが見つかるだろうぜ。
Okay, so Battler is kind of
俺には思いつかねえが、
on the same page.
どうにかやりくりすりゃ人間にできないことはないだろうって断言できる。
That too.
それはひどい暴論じゃないかい？説明できないのに人間に可能だと断言できるなんてめちゃめちゃだよ。
何がどうめちゃめちゃなんだよ。兄貴たちは何を思考停止してんだよ。一見できなさそうに見えてもどうせできるんだよ。それがお約束ってもんだろうが。
めちゃめちゃなのはバトラの方だぜ。人間にできるってんなら説明してみろよ。
Oh boy.
できねえだろ。
できなきゃすぐに犯人は魔女ってことで落ち着くのかよ。その論法で言っちまったら世界中の未解決事件は全部魔女が犯人ってことで決着しちまうぞ。
Uh-oh.
バトラは問題をすり替えてるし、何も説明してない。マリアたちは人間にはできない。だから人間じゃない存在が犯人。それが魔女だとそう言っている。なのにバトラは説明できないけど魔女はありえないとか一方的な決めつけで言ってる。まるで無知な時代の人類のようだね。地球が回ってるはずがない。説明はできないけど宇宙が地球を中心に回ってるんだと言い張る愚か者のよう。
Oh, so flat earthers.
なんだか気に入らねえ論法だが、つまりお前らはこう言いたいのかよ。人間に可能だと説明できないならベアトリーチェであることを受け入れろってことかよ。
そこまで押し付けているわけではありません。ただバトラ様が何を根拠にそのような世まいごとを言い出すのかと思いまして。
世まいごとってなあ、俺ってさっきからそんなに変なこと言ってるか？おかしいのは俺なのか？さっきからえれえ不愉快だぞ。
バトラ様、僕は自分が死んだ時ボイラー室で存在しないはずの19人目に殺されています。
I saw the butterflies.
それが人間の仕業だと説明できるのですか？あの時18人の所在は全員がはっきりしていましたにもかかわらず。
その件も劇中で言ってるぜ。例えば熊沢のばあちゃんだ。カノン君がボイラー室に降りてからすぐ後を追ったと言ってるが、実は嘘かもしれねえ。一緒にボ
I
イラ
do
ー室
think
に
that's a
入
lie
って
though.
不意をついてぶっすり行っちまったのかもしれねえ。あるいはボイラー室に踏み込むと何かのトラップが発動して例のアイスピックが打ち込まれるように仕掛けられていたのかもしれない。
That could have been it too.
何しろ焼却炉からはじい様の遺体の悪臭だ。必ず誰かがやってくるわけだから、仕掛けだけ施せば犯人はその場を離れ カノン君の死亡時刻にアリバイを作ることは十分できる。
Yeah, he's not
ボ
wrong.
イラー室のトラップってどんなのですか？
そうだよ。あの後、すぐみんながボイラー室に駆けつけた。でもそんな変な仕掛けは見つけられなかったじゃないか。
さようです。マトラ様。どんな仕掛けで僕は殺されたというのですか？
Since the door was open, maybe something like a rubber band or
Yeah.
something. Okay, that's a bit far-fetched even from me, so.
でも、とにかく、何かの仕掛けをうまくやってたな。あるいは、誰かが嘘をついて。こうも考えられるぜ。そもそもあれは、カノン君の自作自演だったとかな？そうだ！自作自演だ！
Okay, that's a stretch
エロお
pattern.
ばさんたちも自作自演なんだよ。自分で密室を作り、死んだふりをした。
No, stop. That's no, this is just like reaching.
お前さっきから頭大丈夫か？
冷たいお飲み物でもお持ちしましょうか？
そこまで荒れみの目で見られるほど妙なことは言ってねえだろ。俺はあくまでもトリックを考える上での可能性について言っただけだぜ。それにほら、死者が実は死んでないなんて推理物のお約束じゃねえかよ。
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know who could have done that. Either it was like in a storehouse, someone pretended to be dead and had like a fake or whatever.
カノン君が殺された時、確かに俺たち全員の所在ははっきりしていた。そして熊沢のばあちゃんも嘘はついてないとする。でもそれは生存者だけの話だ。もし死んだふりをして犠牲者に混じり姿をくらましていた犯人が別行動をしていたとしたら、全ては説明できる。
つまりエヴァおばさんたちが犯人だと言いたいわけか？でもおばさんたちの死亡については南條先生が医者として判断してるぜ。
It's possible to fake it, but I don't know if they had the technology for that at the time.
南條先生は全ての犠牲者について確認
This
して
is
い
a
ます。
trick used in another visual novel I know, but I'm not gonna say which
もし
one.
マトラ様の説を採用するなら、南條先生も犯人。
Ah, crap, sorry, I hit the key too
そうだな。
fast.
南條先生が犯人の一味で嘘の死亡宣告をしていたかもしれないと考えりゃ、話は変わってくるぜ。
Yeah, that's an easy
こ
story
れも
though.
推理物のお約束じゃねえかよ。
Yeah, but I don't think Nanjo was gonna do it. Yeah, right.
と、それはだな。そうさ、南條先生は偽装師なんだ。
No, I think that's a stretch too.
何しろ、
I don't think Nanjo would be a culprit.
はいねえし、あの時はもう混乱してる状況下だ。本当に脈が止まってるかなんて、のんびり確かめてる暇もなかったぜ。
Okay, that's
こ
true.
の論法なら、死者は誰だって歩き回れたことになる。
私たち最初の6人は難しかったんじゃないかと思います。だってシャッターを閉められた上に内側からは開けられない南京錠をかけられちゃいましたし。
そうだぜ。その鍵は母さんが預かった。じゃあ母さんも犯人の一味だってのかよ。
Nah.
いやいや、最初の6人は無理そうだが、エヴァおばさんたちは外から鍵をかけただけだろ。
I think this is always where the roadblock hits. It's always who.
なら内側から開けられるし。そうさ、俺たちが部屋を出た後、窓から飛び出してボイラー室に先回りしたとか。苦しいか？あるいは南條先生も検視を誤ったとかな。ほら、自分でも言ってたぜ。
Initially, I would have thought it was Kinzo, like, took one of the corpses and then burned it with his clothes, and then, like, yeah, it was it was actually Kinzo who died because polydactylity, but I'm not sure if only Kinzo has polydactylity. This theory works if someone other than Kinzo has polydactylity, but I don't think that's the case.
検視は誤審率が高いとかって。
Because aside of the burned corpse, we didn't actually see the face or identified it or anything. We only identified it because of the toes and the polydactylity. But we never actually confirmed Kinzo was dead, right? That was our only clue. That's why I thought it could have been Kinzo, but I'm not so sure anymore.
うまく偽装したとか、身代わり死体を用意したとかで死をごまかしたんだ。方法やトリックはこれから考えるとして、とにかく19人目を否定することはそう難しいことじゃないんだ。ましてや魔女？それだけは断じてありえない。
バトラがさっきからなんで堅くなにみんなの中に犯人がいるようにしたいのかわかんない。つまりバトラは親族の誰かを疑いたいんだよね。
That is correct.
そういうわけじゃねえ。ただ安易に19人目を肯定はできねえし、仮にいたとしてもそれは人間だって見地から話を構築すべきであって、それら全部を否定しきった最後の最後で苦し紛れに出てくるのが魔女だろって話をしたいんだ。魔女なんているわけないだろ。なんでさっきからみんなは魔女が犯人ってことでひょいひょい納得したがるんだ。
Probably because it's too difficult and because it's
そり
easier.
ゃ身内に殺人犯がいると思いたくねえ家族愛は立派さ。でもそれでごまかしちまっていいのかよ。あれだけ大勢を殺した憎き犯人を見つけ出したいとは思わねえのかよ。兄貴だって両親の仇を見つけたいだろ。ジェシカだってカノン君の仇を、そしてカノン君だってシャノンちゃんの仇を見つけたいだろ。シャノンちゃんだって自分を殺したのが誰なのか知りたいはずだ。なんでこうパーンと全面降伏して魔女が犯人ってことになっちまうんだよ。お前らさっきから何なんだ。
The foolish and short-tempered battler tried to force his ignorance on the others and yelled at them. However, everyone just looked at him and pityingly, silently watching over him. At that time, the wise Maria laughed and pointed out Battler's mistake. Oh?
呆れてるんだよ。バトラはさっきから支離滅裂なことを繰り返しては何かを分かったような気になってるだけ。だからそれで人間にどうやって具体的にはそう聞くと決まってバトラは今は思いつかないけどとか何かの仕掛けでとか抽象的な言葉で逃げたりお茶を濁したり。むしろ知りたいよバトラ。どうしてベアトリーチェを信じないの？いるのにどうして？
いねえからだよ。魔女なんかいねえ。
Damn.
いるわけがねえ。
It was almost like a spoiled child who just doesn't want to accept something. The pitying gazes quietly closed in around Batra, but they didn't reach his stubborn heart.
まるっきりだだっこのわがままだぜ。
バトラ様、
Well,
お気持ちはわかりますが。
you have to accept the lady.
いらっしゃるのです。
バトラ君、どうして信じないんだい？これほどまでに状況証拠は揃ってるのに。
He's gonna be like, unless I see her right in front of me, then never.
説明できなきゃ全て魔女なんて。俺はそんな論法は認めねえ。どうして電球が明るくなるのか。仕掛けを知らなきゃ全て魔法ってことになるのか。違うだろ。魔法じゃなきゃ説明がつかないことなど存在しない。魔女だの魔法だのってのは思考の放棄だ。兄貴たちはわからねえ事件に屈服して降参しただけなんだ。そうだろ。
Pretty much, yeah.
やっぱりバトラだけはどうしても信じないね。誰か一人でも信じなかったら奇跡は起きない。だからバトラのその猛邁な思い込みを改めさせなきゃ奇跡が魔法が完成しないんだよ。
So basically, Batra is gonna ruin everything, huh?
なるほどな。 ようやく一端が見えてきた。つまりお前らは俺に魔女様は存在するって言わせたいんだろ。全員が認めた嘘は真実になる。そういうこったろ。あいにくだな。ここばかりはあいにくだが、そいつは全然ダメだぜ。お前らが俺にそう詰め寄るからこそ、だからこそ全然ダメなんだ。
Oh shit.
どうして？
悪いが、最後の最後でもう一回チェス盤をひっくり返させてもらうぜ。
One last time, spin the chessboard around like brrrr.
させたいなら、一番簡単な方法があるはずさ。それは人間にはできないから魔女なんていう遠回しな方法じゃない。魔女が魔法でやってみせた。それを俺に見せるだけの話なんだ。さらにだ、さっきマリアが言ったことが一番墓穴を掘ってる。誰か一人でも信じなかったら奇跡は起きないってな。真の奇跡は誰が信じようと信じまいと勝手に起こる。
Okay, that's kind
た
of
とえ
true.
俺一人が信じなかったとしてもだ。だからこそ俺が信じれば成立する奇跡も魔法も、そして魔女も嘘っぱちだってわけさ。
The uneasy mood following Battler's ignorant rant was blown away by a very soft and light laugh. Whose laugh? Battler was surprised. He had never heard that voice before. Oh, is it time? When he looked at George and Jessica, at Shannon and Kanon and Mari, he noticed that they had suddenly gone respectfully silent. Oh, is it her? Yeah! It's Beatrice! Alright, chat, I want to hear you screaming. Type Beatrice! Let's go! She's finally here. Yes! I've been waiting for this moment.
お前誰だ。
招かれた茶会のホストも知らぬか。
She has such a good voice too.
よいよい。
Oh my god, she has a fang, I love it.
こちらのお方は1000年を生きる黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ様にあらせられます。
ご機嫌うるわしゅう、ベアトリッチェ様。
バトラ君の暴言をどうかお許しください。
こいつは頑固です。まだ自分の置かれた状況が分かってなくて。
Oh boy.
よいよい。1000年も生きると大抵の魔女は生き飽き。そなたのような気骨ある男も時にはよい。
ベアトリーチェがお姿を現してくれるのはとても光栄なことだよ、バトラー。
Yes. It is an honor for me.
こりゃたまげたぜ。そこまでして俺に魔女が19人目が犯人だと思い込ませてえのかよ。
She's right here, Battler.
ますますに気に入った。だから全然ダメだぜ。お前はマリアたちが主張する魔女ベアトリーチェの幻影というわけだ。そして全員がその存在を信じることで、
Oh damn.
そういう虚構の存在なんだろう。だから俺にも信じさせたい。俺だけが信じないから存在できない。
Oh, youch.
そうなんだろう。
Don't make Beatrice go away.
通じぬ凡夫の分際にしては理解力は悪くない。なるほど。どうやらそなたは生まれながらにして魔力に強い抵抗力を持つらしいな。我ら魔女の天敵。
He's a science guy.
どう逆さに振るってみせようとも決して我らを信じぬ。 だから魔法が及ばない。お前のその態度にも納得がいこうというものよ。
Ah, jeez.
何を言ってやがるかさっぱりだぜ。わざわざお姿まで表してもらって恐縮だが、俺はお前さんの存在なんてこれっぽっちも信じやしないぜ。
But she's right here and she looks beautiful.
確かにこの2日間、妙なことは何度か起こった。さっきマリアに言われた通り、俺はそれら全てにトリックの説明がつけられると思っているが、だからといって屈するわけじゃない。俺は兄貴たちとは違うぜ。説明できないから魔女の仕業だなんて論法には絶対ならねえぜ。
ますますに気に入ったぞ。
Oh my god.
屈服させがいがある。お前のような男にこそ
Beatrice supremacy indeed.
お前のような男にこそつま先にキスをさせてみたいものよ。
Oh my god.
寝言言いたきゃ好きなだけ言ってろ。俺はお前なんか否定してやるぜ。全ての出来事、人間とトリックで説明してやる。そこには一辺たりとも魔女も魔法も入り込む余地はねえ。
よい、それでこそ千年の退屈も紛れるというものよ。ならば聞こう。お前は先ほどエヴァたちを殺すのに扉の隙間を利用すればよいと言ったな。人間とトリックでどう殺してみせるのか。
Well, that's a hard one,
いき
isn't
な
it?
り一番辛いところから切り込んできやがったな。ってことはこのトリックが一番の自信作ってことなんだろ。真犯人さんよ。
Oh, with a shake of her golden pipe, gentle multicolored smoke trailed out of the end. The smoke quickly obscured their surroundings, and they were suddenly in the hallway of the mansion. Oh! The door in front of them slightly opened but secured by the chain was... That's right, it's the door to the room where Eva and Hideyoshi were killed.
便利じゃねえかよ。
さてこのわずかな隙間からどうして見せるのか、バトラとやる。
Welp?
多分アイスピックを打ち出せる射出機があるんだ。そいつを使って。
They had a gun!
その隙間からは見えぬベッドの上のエヴァをどう狙うのか。
That's also true.
そしてバスルームにこもり扉を閉めた秀吉をどう狙うのか。
くそ、隙間はある。何か方法があるはずなんだ。
お前に思いつかぬならわらわがやってみせてもよいぞ。
Alright.
ほう、魔女様ならどうやって見せるってんだよ。お手並みを拝見してやろうじゃねえか。
バトラ、ベアトリーチェに口の利き方が存在。
No respect.
よいよい、愉快な男よ。それでこそ屈服させる楽しみが増すというものよ。
Beatrice exposing Batter is kind of funny. It is.
そんなに俺につま先にキスをさせてえかよ。俺が降参したらな。だが見てろ、きっと俺がこのトリックを暴いて逆にてめえを俺のケツにキスさせてやるぜ。
Damn, Batter, slow down.
愉快な男よ。覚えておこうぞ。弱き魔女は力を得るために悪魔の尻にキスをする。
Oh, okay.
それを超える屈服の誓いはないからな。そこまで言わせたからこそわらわはお前を屈服させてみたくなる。
Paying no mind to Batter's worthless ranting, Beatrice once again shook the golden pipe. That's right, the golden pipe was her precious magic cane.
さあさあおいでなさいな子供たち。我こそ 煉獄の案内に滞在を許せし7つの悔いを持て。
Guided by those magic words, which sounded like a command, 7 stakes gathered. They were the stakes of 7 demons, symbolizing the deadly sins of simple people.
ベルゼブブにアスモデウス、さあさあ、罪を許しなさい。罪人の魂を解放なさい。
The pigs of Beelzebub and Asmodeus responded to Beatrice's call. The 2 stakes of the demons were sucked in through the crack of the door, the billiard ball struck by a cue stick. Like billiard balls, sorry. Then several scattered noises refracted through the wall, making a sound like a woodpecker. And at the end, a pleasant sound could be heard. And dead. Oh! Nice laugh. It was a small, satisfying sound, like the one heard when someone is chopping firewood and the falling axe neatly and easily sliced through the wood. It was the sound of 2 pigs burying themselves deep into Eva's and Hideyoshi's forehead. Damn. They definitely heard 2 sounds like a pair of foreheads being split open. Batra wasn't permitted to see it since he was on the other side of the door. But those 2 had died again, and this second time they lay not an inch apart from where they had lain the last time. Ah! Sorry. With the exact same blood spray as before. Because she can revive them. And back to the tea party. Suddenly they were no longer in the hall, but seated at the tea party they had started from. Everyone but Patra was sitting meekly, but Kanon was moaning, fresh blood dangling from his mouth. What a rude thing to do at a tea party. Satan's stake was buried deep into Kanon's chest. Ah, shit. Well, Kanon is dead again. Patra was the only one getting agitated. George, Jessica, Shan, and everyone else was meekly hanging their heads like students being yelled at by their teacher. Ah, damn. Whoop. Die and come back.
Beatrice 様。カノ君は十分に反省したと思います。
よい。わらわは敬う者に寛大である。
Thank you, Beatrice.
ふざけるな！こんな三本芝居で俺がお前の存在を認めると思うなよ。何が1000年を生きた魔女だ。てめえのトリックなんざ1000年じゃねえ。せいぜい100年程度のミステリー界が作ったお約束の累積上にあるだけだ。
Ah, damn.
魔法なんかじゃねえ。断じてねえ。事件の全ては人間とトリックで説明がつく。
我が1000年を人間どもの100年で語るか。
A mere 100?
だからこそわらわはお前を気に入る。
愚かなバトラ
ー。よすんだ、バトラ君。ベアトリーチェ様に逆らっちゃいけない。
Uh-oh, Shannon's next. Shannon is gonna die next. Shannon started moaning, holding her cheek. Maybe she had a toothache. No, she's gonna explode, but apparently it wasn't a toothache after all. A slight redness spread across the cheek Shannon was holding. It looked like that was redness was causing Shannon unbearable pain. Her fingers were pressing against her cheek, and drops of sweat appeared all over her body.
Shannon! Shannon! Shikari! Shikari!
Oh god, he has to do this all over again, and this time he has to watch.
どうしたってんだよ。くそ、なんなんだこりゃ。 この赤いのは。
It expanded rapidly, covering half of Shannon's face. Then the stupid dunce Batra finally realized.
頼む、バトラ君、ベアトリーチェ様を信じてくれ。
Uh-oh.
故障だから。
Welp.
君が信じないから。信じないから。魔法が溶けてしまう。
Uh-oh. For the first time in his life, Batra heard that sound like a pomegranate splitting. The red spray even landed on Batra's face. Poor Shannon's face had been split in half, and her last horrible moments in that storehouse were repeated once again. And this time, this is bad. That's gotta suck. Now George had to see it happen. And he actually got to see her face this way, right? Oh, jeez.
やめろやめろやめろ。シャを恥ずかしめるな。シャを恥ずかしめるな。
Well, but you won't stop. Alright, George and Jessica are next. This time the redness spread across George's entire body. It was like the beautiful cloud drawn by milk when it's poured into black tea. It spread out and extended across his entire body. As it did, it seemed to give George increasingly greater pain. Looking at this bizarre spectacle, Batra was petrified as he frantically thought with his pitifully clumsy imagination about the nature of this strange death George and the rest were experiencing. Eventually that redness reached the nearby Jessica as well. Oh boy.
やめろやめろやめろ。兄貴が何をした。ジェシカが何をした。もうやめろ。
Bold words for someone being like, I don't believe in witches, and then being like, well, shit. Oh? Ooh, Jessica is actually on board. I thought Jessica was gonna be like, please believe in the witch, but actually she's on board. He exploded. George was no longer recognizable as a human. He exploded. He looked like the pile of leftover meat after the good, delicious meat has been scraped off the to be cooked. The only thing that even resembled human was the shape of his lower jaw and ribcage. Youch! And it was clear that Jessica, who was covered with a steadily strengthening redness, was approaching the same fate.
Oh, Batra, 早くベアトリーチェを信じて。じゃないと、みんなの魔法が溶けてしまう。
Oh no, Maria is gonna die like this too. Shit.
マリア、お前も全身に。
わらわは魔法で、すべてでもお前が信じない限り、それは真の力を持たない。もっともお前ほどの男がこの程度のことで屈服することはあるの。
He probably will not.
私たちは身内を疑いたくなかった。現実から目をそらしたから魔女に屈してしまった。でもパトラなら魔女になんか屈しない。
Well, shit. And Jessica's gone. Only Maria's left. Poor Jessica met the same end. Just like George, she ended up like a butcher's leftovers. George and Jessica were now so destroyed, melted and mixed up, it was impossible to tell them apart. Yikes.
泣かないで。ベアトリーチェは死者を何度でも蘇らせてくれるよ。だから悲しくないよ。 だから死んでも
We're still just alive. And Maria is going to explode. No! The redness began eating into the whole of Maria's body. The foolish battle watched and screamed. And boom.
てめえは許さねえ。絶対に許さねえ。何が魔女だ、何が魔法だ。俺は全身全霊をかけてお前を否定してやるぞ。何が何でもてめえを認めるわけにはいかねえ。俺をここまで敵に回しやがった以上、絶対にてめえだけは許さねえ。
It's time to fight Beatrice.
許さねえ、許さねえ、絶対許さねえ。よくもこの後ろ宮バトラーを敵に回しやがった。何が何でも貴様を否定してやるぞ。
This is a banger.
どんな不可解だろうと全部人間で説明してやる。てめえをこの世から細胞のひとかけらまで残さず消し去ってやる。
Powerful words there.
よくぞ言ったぞバトラとやる。それでこそ我が千年の退屈も紛れるという。さあ
And the best soundtracks are still to come. I'm excited.
人間とトリックとやらで説明してみせるがいい。そして人間の身の程を知るがいい。我が千年を人間どもが気づいたとかいう100年で太刀打ちできるか。それでこそお前を屈服させる楽しみが増すというものよ。
おお。
さあ聞こうバトラとやる。マリアの手紙は、6人の殺し方は、シャッターは、レシートの封印は、チェーンの密室は、カノンのボイラー室、源氏たちの客間は、夏日の自殺は、碑文の謎は、隠された黄金のありかは。
It's time. Is it time to challenge?
人間の力を見せてもらおうではないか。
She has a good laugh. Oh, okay, this was a cool sequence. Supervision. Oh, this was the ending, okay. And these credits actually look cool too. Just to be sure, am I missing anything else? Like hidden in a menu or something? I just want to be sure I actually close the chapter tonight. Not the end yet. Oh my god, something else is missing still. RIP. There will be something else too. Okay. Then I'll check that out too. So I take it the tea parties are like after credit scenes and even more expansive than the Higurashi tips, I take it. Oh, oh! Okay, what we getting? Addition of new element. Question mark has been added. You can find this new feature on the title screen. Okay. Then I will read that too. I hope this is the last thing because my time is running out. What's this? What is this? Is this like some extra dimension or something? It's her! It's her! I won't say her name!
千年紅茶をたしなんだが、そのようなものは知らぬ。つくづくこの世は生き飽きぬものよ。ベアト。
I'm gonna wonder if this is like an equivalent of Sea of Fragments or something in a higher plane similar to that, like of Higurashi.
そんなにも敵意をむき出しにしなくてもいいわ。私は単なる旅の魔女。
Yes, indeed,
あ
the
なたの
wandering
命
witch.
のルールを犯しに来たつもりはないわ。敵意などみじんも。伝説の魔女。ベルンカステル教に粗相がない。
Lady Berncanstel. Ah, it is her indeed.
私は無力よ。あなたのような一人を100殺す恐ろしい力を持った魔女の前には全くの無力。
You have probably other powers instead.
その無力な魔女殿が何人たりとも寄せつけぬ力をお持ちなのだから恐れ入る。かの大魔女ラムダデルタ教を短期に
Oh, that too. I've only heard of her by name.
コンクラベに勝っただけよ。あの子が飽きただけのこと。
Uh-huh.
ラムダデルタ教はそうは言ってなかったよな。過ぎた謙遜はかえって醜くもあるぞ。ベルンカステル教。
Oh, and she just goes like...
あの子は恐ろしい力を持っている。一人を必ず殺す力。しかしこの世に必ずは存在しない。1をいくら割ろうとも決してゼロにはできぬように、あの子はそれを限りなくゼロに近づけ、限りなく絶対を生み出す力を持つ。
Almost perfect certainty, huh?
あんな恐ろしい魔女と戦うのは二度とごめんよ。しかしそなたはゼロでない限り必ず成就させる力を持つ。この世に必ずは存在しないとのたまう今日ご自身が必ずの力をお持ちでおられる。
Let me guess, it's gonna be miracles, isn't it? Wink wink, honk honk.
一人を無限に殺す力。私はあなたの方が恐ろしいけれども。ご冗談を。そなたから見ればこんなのはさまつな力。
Their dialogue is interesting, and I like how they're like just teleporting in different places in the room, like whatever.
褒めても何も出ぬとはまさにこのこと。世辞は滞在費代わりに。私はかけらを渡り退屈から
Who crosses the fragments? Yes.
あなたが面白そうなことを始めたと聞いたからやってきただけのこと。あなたが面白くなくなったら勝手に出ていくからご心配なく。大ベルンカステル教にご降覧いただけ。このベアトリーチェ強烈至極に存じるぞ。
Interesting.
してご感想を。ラムダデルタはとても残酷で恐ろしいけれど理解できる子だった。あなたは一見慈しみがあるけれども全く理解できない。
Huh.
だからあの子よりずっと恐ろしい。
More terrifying because she does possess affection.
気まぐれなのは我が勝負。許すがいい。それに気まぐれなる際の目に運命を託すはベルンカステル教も好まれることだったのでは。
Oh, if that isn't true.
私は才を振るときはっきりと出したい目がある。あなたとは違う。でもあなたにとってはすべての目があなたの手のひらを出ない。そしてどの目であってもあなたの期待を裏切らない。サイコロが何の目を見せようとも必ずあなたは満足する。その意味においてあなたは私をはるかに凌駕する。あなたとだけは戦いたくないわ。
Huh.
あなたの中にはゼロしかない。だから私の力ではあなたから勝機を得られない。最悪な相性よ。
ラムダデルタなら逆に相性がいいのかしら。あなたの無限を殺せるでしょうか。
I'm very curious to see Ramda and Beatrice meet. I wonder how the dialogue would be like. And I also wonder how Ramda's voice will sound like, if it's gonna be a certain character from a certain other show from Higurashi. And there she goes teleporting again.
退屈は私を殺す唯一の毒なの。だから私を殺さないでね。無限の魔女ベアトリーチェ卿。それがお望みなら
The Golden Witch and the Endless Witch. Okay, interesting
さらに楽し
titles.
ませてお見せしましょう。ならすぐにでも次のチェス盤をお持ちした方がよろしいか。そなたにはどうも紅茶よりも次なる物語の方がおかわりにふさわしいらしい。しばし待たれよ。
And there she goes. Or is she just in another part of the room?
あなたも厄介なのに好かれたようね。
Is she looking at me like the reader?
力を貸してあげたいのは山々だけれど、聞いての通り、あの子の力と私の力では相性が悪いの。おあいにくね。でもさすがに気の毒だから少しだけ力を貸してあげるわ。
Thanks, Birkenstell.
まずあの子のことベアトリーチェという名の存在を持っているけれども、だからといってそれは一個体の女性とは限らない。
Okay.
意味がわかる？つまりあれは人間の誰かじゃない。この世界のルールが擬人化した存在だということ。
Okay. So an
あの
amalgamation.
子を倒すにはこの世界のルールを暴き、それは例えるならルールを知らないチェスを観戦しながら学んでいくようなもの。まずはチェス盤を見渡しなさい。そして駒の動きと役割に気づきなさい。そしてあの子のゲームの勝利条件を探りなさい。
Okay.
それらが暴けた時、そこにあの子の心臓がさらけ出される。あとは引き裂くも握りつぶすも思いのまま。
Oh, jeez. A little bit brutal.
私も気前がいいわね。かつて人の身だった頃、私はたったこれだけのことを気づくのに
Oh. Oh, the references here.
ベアトに囚われた哀れなあなたへのささやかな選別。さながら一本のスプーン。スプーンはスープを飲むのに使うだけじゃない。あなたを閉じ込める赤狼を掘り抜き、魔女の目玉をえぐる武器にもなる。
Ow.
もち
That's painful.
ろん永遠の赤狼の中で水のようなスープを延々とすすり続けるのにも使えるだろうけど、
Or a spoon for Battler's eternal tears.
勘違いしないでほしいのは、私はあなたの味方のつもりはないということ。あなたに感情移入はするけれど、あなたの手助けはしない。
Thanks.
あなたがテレビの前でその向こうの人物にいくらエールを送っても届かないのに似てるわ。だから私が魔女だってわかるでしょ。
I do, yes, ma'am.
私はベアトがこれから紡ぐ無限の物語を飽きるまで楽しむつもり。でもきっとそれじゃ飽きちゃうから。だからあなたに力を貸すの。
Oh shit.
私が飽きないために。私は世界で一番残酷な魔女なの。
Are you?
どんな相手でも絶対に屈服させる無限の魔女ベアトリーチェであっても。
Oh boy.
お前は私の駒よ。
Me?
せいぜい頑張りなさい。
No!
あの子の目を盗んで時折助言を与えるわ。
I'm kind of scared
私
though.
を退屈させないでね。
Thanks, Burn. I think that was it. The witch hunt. Blah, blah, blah. Addition of a new game board. The next episode lock has been removed. Woo! Episode 2 has been unlocked. Let's go! We're not starting it tonight. Oh! The background has updated. That's really nice. Okay. What's tips? Oh! Oh! So we have tips for the first game. Okay, I don't remember if Higurashi had this, but this is really interesting. I do know Higurashi had something like tips, but I'm not sure if they worked like the ones in Higurashi. Sorry, in Umineko. Is this... I think this is the text from the title screen, or Beatrice part of it. Okay, yeah, I can imagine that they are different. Let's hold 4+1 rounds. I think I will actually read these on my own when I'm actually like being able to think, because right now it's kind of late. Alright. Oh, everyone's alive? What's this execute button though? Do you mean I get to kill someone? Okay. Let's try it. Okay, so execute is kill them. Resurrect, sorry. Okay, I wanted to check what the other characters had that I stopped looking at, so let's see. Even though she was given a precious invitation, even the witch and all of the magic disappeared. Ouch. Resurrect. The same text was probably with George. Maria, I think so too. Missing. Only that. Okay, suspicious. Sorry, Maria. Battler. This fool made the world where everyone could be happy all come to nothing. Though Beatrice is extremely angry, she also seemed to be enjoying herself immensely. It's almost as though she's waited 1,000 years to get her hands on a toy as fun as this one. Hopefully even this fool will be able to see you before too long. Okay, resurrect. Beatrice. Okay. Look at her dress, she looks beautiful. The Golden Witch who has lived for 1,000 years, she has surpassed the limits of humans and like... Demons will sometimes appear in response to the summons made by humans to offer her power in exchange for a prize. She likes black tea and ice cream. Good taste. She hates boredom and people who deny her existence. I'm kind of curious what will happen if I press on execute. She only laughs at me. What a useless dream to try and kill me despite being a mere human. Fire bullets and they will merrily reflect back towards you like a light of a mirror. However, there does exist just one way to kill me. You hold that medal in the palm of your hand, though I doubt one as mediocre as you could ever pull it off. Hee. Okay. Sorry. Genji. Oops, sorry. What does this text say? Okay, I'm trying to see if there's like any other clue. Namjo. I didn't see. Natsuhi I already saw before. Kumasawa I didn't see. It's the same. Okay, only Marius was very suspicious. Okay. That's it. Okay, so... that was chapter 1 of Umineko. I will read the tips on my own some other time when I'm when I can actually consume them slowly and actually chew them through, and the credits as well. Then I will actually think about doing it. Alright, so I thought this chapter... Oh, wait. I thought this chapter was great. I really enjoyed it. The start was super slow, but it was a nice introduction to all the characters with like wholesome moments and calm moments, and made me get invested in the characters initially. I'm curious who's gonna be the next POV characters, or which characters are gonna have more focus in the next one, in the next game board. And I'm curious when Lambda will show up. I'm also curious to see more of Maria's backstory. Natsuhi as well, even though I feel like we got a lot, but I would be interested in seeing more. I want to see more of Ezra's backstory as well. And more of Beatrice, of course. Yeah, I would definitely recommend the Umineko to others. This is very good. Very enjoyable. And okay, I just want to say in advance, I will be on vacation for 2 weeks. So this means the next 2 weeks I won't be streaming. But I will have the VOD for Umineko up soon. And I'm not sure if after the next 2 weeks I'm gonna pick up with chapter 2 immediately. But I will definitely do it during October. I will start it because it's a Halloween month and it's a little bit of murder. It's always good for Halloween, isn't it? So thanks everybody who came for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. For those who were here since the beginning. Hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you will enjoy the next chapters when I start them. Have a good night. And I will be seeing you in 3 weeks. I wish you guys a good time until then. Bye!